Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Constance, the reader, and we're back with the final reading vlog of October. We've done quite a bit of reading and it's been very, very good. I can't remember everything that I read last week, but I did just go over the last few things that I read, and we've had some bangers. Not everything was on the TBR, but I really felt like I had to switch some things up because I couldn't tell if I was getting burnt out reading the same genre or what. So we threw in some BL in there. You know what? That was perfectly fine. Really, really enjoyed it. But let's talk about the last few things that I'm going to read. So I know that I need to pull Tokyo Ghoul Read down and open that up because that is a box that I said I wanted to read and I haven't even started. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I know that I will be reading and finishing Can't Stop Cursing You. I only have 3 more volumes and I really, really liked the first volume so much, so I want to finish this. I need to finish MadK because this is also only 3 volumes, so that really should not be an issue. Devil's Line, I do want to finish this. I think I have, so I'm missing volume 5. I don't know how many more volumes is after volume 6, but I know that they're on my Hoopla app, although I can't get on that for some reason. It's not letting me again, and that pisses me off. So we'll see what happens with that. But Devil's Line, because I already started it, I feel like I should keep going with it, you know? Then, because I knew that I wanted something different, I brought out Tashiro-kun, Why Are You Like This? Volume 1, just in case I would need something different. Obviously, I'm still going strong with Windbreaker. I just recently got volume 15, so I do want to keep going with it. I don't want to lose steam on Windbreaker. And then I have Alice in Borderland, What Do You Call This Trash? After God Volume 6, Monster Volume 1 and 2. Ooh. I basically took all of these out of the running for now. I mean, I could change my mind, but I feel like it just became too ambitious for me. And I still haven't really gotten that far in any of the regular books I said I wanted to read. So I am putting all of these to the side. All of Hellsing, Welcome Back Alice, Momo the Blood Taker. I feel bad about that one, but let's be real. And then Die Dark. I was going to restart Die Dark and then restart Momo the Blood Taker, but I think that that's just too much. I think that's too ambitious. So we're taking her off the roster, okay? I also really need to get committed again to finishing Bastard and finishing Murderous Lewellyn's Candlelit Dinner. Both of them are getting really good, especially Bastard, because we're getting to the confrontation moment. I have a feeling there will be more than the one that I'm just seeing now, but this is like the ultimate confrontation between the son and the dad. The dad is basically saying, do you really think that you can, you know, get away with stopping me from I'm killing this girl? And the son's like, you know what, I think I am. He's been training, okay? He's been training to possibly whoop his dad's ass. Just the sad thing is that when you're in a situation like this and your parent basically made you an accessory to the murders, obviously as a kid, you're too scared to think of anything other than like, oh shit, I'm gonna get fucked in the process of all this. So it's like, I understand why he feels that way, and I understand why he is a little bit too scared to like do anything, but it's okay because I want them to take him down. The only thing that I'm scared about, because I have a feeling that the girl will live and the son will live, I don't want anything to happen to Manny. That is the person that I'm the most scared for right now, even though I should be probably more scared for the son and the girl. But Manny is the kind of person who, you know, he's also the son of someone who has money, because our main male character, his dad is a CEO of a fucking company, and it's the rival of Manny's. And the life that Manny lives is like what you would expect a typical, like, you know, oh, you know, got some money, rich kid life. But it seems like his family has a little bit more love involved. You know, they actually love each other and enjoy each other's company, versus what our main male character is going through. His dad tried to kill him one time. So what's really going on? So I just fear that Manny may end up, I don't want him to die. I can see him being injured trying to defend the main character. Jin, I think his name is. I don't know why I can't remember his name. I'm just scared about that. I really, really am. I do not want anything to happen to him. Because I like him, because he's going to prove to be like a nice person. He already does kind of prove to be a nice person, even though he is a bully. He is a bully, and that's never good, but I don't know. I'm just bummed out. I don't like it. I don't like the looks of it. I just wish that What's-His-Face could tell the girl what's going on, but you know why he doesn't. He doesn't want to tell either of his friends what's happening, because what the fuck, now we might go to jail, or they might want to just turn him in. They're going to have the rational opinion of like, hey, let's go to the police. But his dad's rich. Like, how realistic is it going to be that they take that seriously? Probably not, because you know how the police are. And then Murderous Lewellyn's Candlelit dinner. I'm also in a really good part, so I'm mad at myself for basically stopping so far, but I do want to finish both of these, especially the Murderous Lewellyn's Candlelit dinner, because I mean, we're at the part where we find out how they know each other. But yeah, today's the day. I'm going to finish both of those, period. No more excuses. Turning my phone off. That's how serious I have to get, because that's kind of also been my problems. I've been on my phone too much. I have also been on my phone so much that I'm not even watching anything. What the hell? That's crazy. But we're going to get a lot of stuff read. We've got a nice little week ahead of us, and then the weekend after this upcoming one, we go to NecoCon. So I'm really, really, really excited. I'm going to take you guys along with me. We're only going to be there for 2 days and 1 night. So I might not have the most to show you, but the other thing that we are doing, I'm so excited, is we're going to the Newport News 2nd and Charles. That one is supposed to be big as hell. So I'm very, very excited for this to happen. So I'll see you guys in a second after I read a bit. I don't know exactly what I'm going to get into, but I definitely want to get into the two, I definitely want to get into Bastard and Murderous Lewellyn, because they're both like 90 episodes, and I'm almost halfway, like I'm at basically almost at the halfway point, so I think I can do it if I just believe in myself. But yes, I will see you guys again in a second. We're back, y'all. Okay, so it's basically 5 o'clock. I am on chapter 73 of Murderous Lewellyn's Candlelit dinner. Okay, my mind is very, very good, okay? Because things that I theorized kind of became true. Almost, because it's not done yet. Okay, so we're getting into spoilers here, so if you don't want to know, just wait a little bit. You know, I will try to remember to flash my hand when I'm done. I really am bad about that. I just start talking about something else. Okay, so we left off when I was basically, like, I was not that far. I was like 20 episodes away from the end of season 1. I like the way that season 1 ended, because it was like the completion of the backstory. So some of my theories were not right, but some of my theories weren't right. So what we end up finding out is, well, okay, this is what we don't know, but Lewellyn had been in the prison since he was a kid, and he had been drugged quite a bit, and we don't know why. So we don't know why as a kid he was there, why he was having like experiments done to him, and also why he was being beaten in the first place. I can't remember what his title is, but basically we'll just say the warden. It was a different name, but he's essentially like the warden to me in like American occupation. This is in Germany though, you know. Anyway, so the warden is basically doing all of this to him. I don't know if there was a reason why Siobhan, okay, no, hold on, all right, let me slow down. Okay, so Siobhan becomes a guard, and he then starts being, even though he's doing his rounds, he's the one who starts tending to Lewellyn during the period of him not being able to speak, not being able to read or write, and basically believing that he is a dog, that the way these prisoners are treating him that way, and especially the superintendent. He's the reason why all this is happening. We just don't know why. So Siobhan has had like a lot of bad situations that lead him to being a prison guard, and he's making a connection with Lewellyn. Lewellyn is starting to read, he's starting to understand, he's starting to speak. But when Siobhan like ends up kissing him and they have like an intimate moment, after that, Lewellyn doesn't see him anymore. And obviously at this point, Lewellyn is able to, I mean, he's just grown so much. He's no longer the thing that they were trying to make him, right? He's evolved, if that's the right phrase. So, what else? What happens next? So time goes by and he doesn't see Siobhan, and the fucking superintendent comes and he is like, I don't know. I think Lewellyn starts biting people again. No, hold on. Actually, I'm missing something. My bad. No, okay. No, I'm not missing something. I'm not there yet. He makes a deal with the warden and he's like, I will behave basically if you bring Siobhan back. And Siobhan does come back, but he's completely different. Siobhan's personality in the beginning is open, warm, thoughtful. He's just seems to be a really nice person. And even though he's gone through all this stuff, like, it hasn't stopped him from having hope. But the person that shows up after that is completely different. No emotion, almost like he had never met Lewellyn to begin with. And he humors, not very well, Lewellyn during this time and like starts like spending time with him the way Lewellyn wants him to. But the issue is that obviously something's wrong with him. And then one day, because at this point, Siobhan is staying in the cell with Lewellyn. I really can't stand the fact that I can't get his name right. I don't know, something's not quite right. All these L's and W's. I've never heard a name like this before. Apparently it was popular in Germany in the context of this story. Because that's where they are, they're in Germany. Is that a popular name? I'm gonna have to Google that because I've never heard of it, but there's plenty of names I've never heard of. Moving on. So they are basically in the cell together. Siobhan is not in the cell, but the door's open. And Lewellyn tries to find Siobhan. He's going from room to room. Obviously, all the guards are freaking the fuck out. Like, what the fuck? How is he out? And when he finally sees Siobhan, he's like, you know, where are you going? Blah, blah, blah. Like, did you ever love me? And obviously, we see the moment that we saw a flashback of early on where Siobhan basically says, like, no, I never loved you. Broke my fucking heart, okay? I nearly cried myself, but I held it together. Okay, boom. Siobhan is no longer there. Now it's like an even better, not even better, but a better deal that he struck with the warden, where somehow, some way, he becomes a goddamn 007 up in this bitch. That's crazy. So for like 5+ years, Lewellyn is just trained as a goddamn Jason Bourne. I'm not, that face is not like, it's more like, but I know it looked the other way. Interesting turn. Wasn't expecting that. So he's like a Jason Bourne type. And when he comes back from a mission, he overhears the warden saying something, and basically, and this is where my theory was wrong, but I wonder if it's not wrong because we don't know yet. So originally, I thought that the reason why Siobhan is in the prison, either he infiltrated to do some undercover work and was going to write about it, or he just happened to be there, and because he wants to be a writer, he's like, well, I'm gonna expose the truth on my little typewriter. And the guards found that out. And that's why they had to brainwash or do something to him to stop him from exposing what was happening. Because obviously it's not just Lewellyn. It's not just him who's being abused. I have to imagine. He might just be the worst one. But we also, so that was my theory originally. Slash, he was trying to find a way to get him out of prison, okay? We don't know if that's that yet, but what we do know is that the warden is a scumbag. I already knew that. But yeah, so Lewellyn overhears him talking to another guard, and he's like, we have to fucking destroy everything. There's something else going on, like a labor camp situation. So obviously, like a prison for profit situation, and fuck that. I can't stand that, okay? Fuck that. Private prisons, hell fucking no. For profit, fuck you. and fuck the damn kingdom. Well, actually, I might have to reel that one back in, because if I think they're hiding it from the king, whatever type of, they don't have presidents in this story, but you know what I mean, like the leader, the aristocracy. But so I don't know if the aristocracy is behind it, and I have to reread that. I think, anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But worst of all for the warden, he let a little bit too much slip, because the other dude is like, well, what about Siobhan? And he acts like he don't know who the hell he's talking about. So now Lewellyn's like, what the fuck? You lied to me. You told me that Siobhan is good, all these good things, and like this is even more of a reason for me to agree to your deal. So after that, and then not only that, obviously Lewellyn is part of this. Now people keep saying in here, because of his name, but Siobhan gave him that name, that his name is like one that was like the prince at the time. I don't think that he's the prince. I don't think so. I don't think he was like what was that one word with, what was that one movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? This is The Prince and the Pauper, where they're swapped. I don't think it's one of those situations. I actually don't think it has anything to do with him, I don't know, being taken as a kid and like someone replacing him. I could be wrong though. But yeah, after that, he says, oh, I'm fucking killing everybody up in this bitch. And one by one, he kills people. As he tries to look for Siobhan, he finally finds Siobhan. And, you know, he gets in there. Siobhan does not remember him. He doesn't remember anything from the prison. So they did a real number on his ass. That's for sure. But we already knew this, okay? Everybody should have suspected Dr. Fox, Dr. F, whatever the fuck, the only friend Siobhan had, because it's so weird that you want him to date someone. Why? So clearly Dr. Fox has something to do with the prison, okay? He's got something to do with it. Now, is he the warden, just almost 10 years older? Possibly, because we don't know how old everybody was in the flashback. Like, they could have been like 19, 20, 21, maybe even younger. And now, I can't remember what everybody's ages is, if we would say it. So, so yeah, girl, Turner, who the hell are you? Okay, all right, slow down. So we get all that backstory. Great, love to see it, almost cried. And now we're in present day. We know that there's a man named Turner who claims to be working for a publishing house that has offered Siobhan a job to work on a book, and he's his biggest fan, and blah, 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 and it's going to be entered into the contest. But every single day, Turner is trying to get Siobhan to spend the night with him. I knew something nefarious was up with that dude. I could just tell. And it was very clear and obvious in my opinion, because what do you mean? That's all I have to ask. What do you mean? You don't have a good answer, bitch. So, yeah. It's getting worse and worse. It's getting worse and worse. He keeps making these little comments. I think, so Turner doesn't quite know that Siobhan has a lover, but he's like, he's basically trying to gaslight Siobhan into staying with him, sleeping with him, and then it all comes to a head on the final day. He basically manipulates the situation and gets Siobhan to stay. He basically drugs his alcohol and tries to assault him. And you know, I'm like, obviously my feeling was, oh, I want what's his face to come save him, but I'm glad it didn't happen, because Siobhan ends up, you know, really, yeah, he saved himself. And but this is it's like a good thing and a bad thing. I'm glad that Siobhan saved himself, and he is slowly putting pieces together, but he can't quite put the pieces together because I don't think he really knew where to start per se. But at the same time, you can see that he's slowly becoming more and more depressed. He feels overwhelmed. He also feels like Lewellyn will leave me, so I have to stop loving him so much so that I'm not hurt when he finally does. Obviously no one loves your ass. So I was like, stop self-sabotaging, dude. Stop it. You're pissing me off. So now we're at the part, and I'm on episode 73. I'm so close, okay? I don't know the math off the top of my head, but actually, let me I brought the calculator app up. So, 90 minus 73. Ooh, I've got 17 episodes left. I will definitely be finishing this tonight. So, okay. Lewellyn. God, dude, it's gonna bother me, dude. Lewellyn, I'm sure it's Lewellyn. Lewellyn actually does end up going to that fucker's house, the Turner, and he's like, I know. I have a feeling of what went down on here, so you're fixing to tell me the truth. Turner tries to lie, and that really pissed me off, but no, he eventually tied his bitch ass up, brought him back to the apartment, showed it to Siobhan, and was like, what do we want to do here? Because I'm not going to kill him, but I'll fuck him up after you're done, after you get your revenge. So, blah, blah, blah. Siobhan gets the truth out of Mr. Turner, and he exposes the fact that Fox is the one who put him up to this. We still don't know why yet, okay? But now, unfortunately, one of the former exes who got his ass beat by Lewellyn confronts Dr. Fox and is like, why the hell didn't you tell me that Siobhan had a boyfriend? I got my ass beat by a dude with golden eyes. And apparently the only person with golden eyes in this fucking country is Lewellyn. So Dr. Fox is like, whoa. So we know something's correlating. Something is correlating. And I'm scared because I only have 17 episodes left. So that means everything's about to kick off real quick. So I hope to God Siobhan and Lewellyn are together. Don't let anybody die because I will be pissed off. Well, okay. Those two can live. Everybody else can die. I don't give a fuck. But something's going to happen. I think that Siobhan is going to have like, I think his brain will break basically when all of his memories are unlocked. But damn, I have to finish this. I have to push through because I have to find out what fucking happened to make him lose his memories to begin with. And why is Dr. Fox doing this? I think what makes sense is that Dr. Fox obviously worked at the prison and Siobhan and him were talking maybe. I think Siobhan was explaining how he was helping him, Lewellyn. I think he was explaining that to him. Dr. Fox may have been kind of, I don't know, on the fence about, I think he probably didn't approve of everything that was going on, but he wasn't going to stop it. Fuck those people. Fuck those kind of people. I hate those kind of people. But he may have an infatuation with Siobhan. And he told so-and-so, told the warden got his hands on him, fucked the shit up. And now Dr. Fox is guilty. He feels guilty about what he did, like maybe like snitching on Siobhan. And that's why he's done this. Slash, it's some kind of experiment too. I think I might be right. Flashing hands over, okay? So yeah, we're about to dive on in. It's 5 o'clock now. Devin should be on his way home, but he won't be home for an hour. My little cutie, he's enjoying his new job. I'm really excited, but he is bringing Din, and I'm excited for that. But we're not hanging out tonight. He's streaming, so I'm just gonna be all by my lonesome. So I will be reading, and even though I fell asleep last night, I really intended on watching and reading something. I'm gonna put on 28 Days Later because I haven't seen that movie since it came out, and I believe the year was 2002. Oh my God. So it's basically going to be almost new to me, like I'm seeing it for the first time, because I want to work my way up to the most recent one. I did happen to see that giant zombie donger on TikTok, and I'd like to see it on the movie. Because what was the point? I have to find out. Like, everyone that I know that's seen it, I asked them, was there a point for the giant donger in your face? And they're like, not really. So it's not real. I'm pretty sure it's a prosthetics, but I'm going to see it again. And I would like to see it again one more time because what do you mean? What do you mean giant zombie cock? Let's get into it. So yes, I will see you guys once this is over. And then hopefully, girl, maybe we'll get into Bastard after, put in the hole, Connie. And we'll get into Bastard after that. Or I will get back to physical. So we'll see. But I will see you guys in a second. Thanks for sticking with me through all of that explanation. Alrighty. Let's wipe these away. I just finished. I'm crying because I'm thinking about the future. Oh my God. That was really good. very, very good. Thank you for recommending me that. Oh, the reason why I'm crying is because I'm thinking about their future now. I'm such a baby. Okay, let's talk about how it ended. So spoilers ahead. Okay, so some of my theories were right, and I feel really good about that. But it makes me really fucking sad. So, oh, it just makes me sad. Okay, so we find out that during the period when Siobhan was acting different, I was thinking something had been done to him, but no. What had happened was he was actively, you know, trying to help him. He gets found out by the other guards, and of course they're jealous of the fact that, like, even though he's not getting anything out of this, that's just crazy to me. Just like, people and jealousy is crazy. So these other guards are mad because they didn't do a good job dealing with Lewellyn. Okay, does it look like Siobhan's getting any special treatment for the late night, like, rendezvous he's having with him, just trying to get him to eat onions so he's not, like, gonna die from infection? No, but you guys didn't think to ask that, so you're fucking assholes. Okay, so they're all jealous, and then they snitch on him. The vice superintendent, I mean, he gets the beating on Siobhan. It's crazy. And finally, the superintendent, that's the one I was thinking of, but I was calling him a warden. He shows up and he's like, okay, you've had success dealing with the dog. So at that point, everyone still was referring to Lewellyn as the dog except for Siobhan. And he's like, you have two choices. You're going to teach him like I want him taught, or you're going to be disposed of. And Siobhan realizes, okay, teach him how he wants to be taught is playing up the fact that, or basically using the fact that Lewellyn loves him against him. And because Siobhan is such a good fucking person, he's like, fuck, I don't want to do this. He's such a good person, dude. So basically, let me not try to get too detail oriented. So, the way he acts to Lewellyn at first is really just him trying to no longer keep getting close to Lewellyn, but then at the same time trying to get him to not get so close to him. So he thinks if he's cold, maybe he'll eventually stop, like, loving Siobhan, right? Or whatever he thinks, you know what I'm saying? So what I had thought that was wrong was that Siobhan was going to expose the jail. But what really happens is he tries to run away and he tries to get out of there and escape. Now, could he possibly have exposed everything? There's a possibility, but it's him trying to escape, which is the final thing. They're like, no, we're going to deal with this. And finally, they kind of get Lewellyn under control. See, I hate the fact that I keep going back and forth between the names. I'm so sorry that I keep saying two different pronunciations. I apologize. But they finally get him under control. And then Dr. Fox, he uses hypnosis. That is so lame. I'm sorry. He hypnotizes Siobhan so he doesn't remember those 3 months when he was working in the jail. So he remembers everything from his childhood. He remembers that he had a job as a warden or like a jail man. I don't know what the hell they're called. But he doesn't remember any of his time there. He doesn't remember Lewellyn, and he doesn't remember any of the shit going on. And then his life picks up again. The only thing that they don't explain is, why did Dr. Fox do what he was doing? Like, I understand he was monitoring Siobhan, but instead of just being his friend, he gets him to date men. He convinces men to be with Siobhan to spy on him. So I don't really understand that, but it doesn't matter because guess what? The fucker's dead, and that's what I wanted to see more than anything. Well, girl, you know, it was Mr. Turner, actually, who exposed who Lewellyn, L, we're just going to say L, who exposed L being alive, basically, to Fox. Fox then kidnaps them both, separates them, but they're in Loop Penitentiary. And that's when Dr. Fox exposes everything to Siobhan. And now the plan is, I'm just going to erase your fucking memory altogether. Now, that doesn't make any sense because you could just kill him. Who am I? I don't want to see Siobhan dead, but that doesn't really make sense. It didn't even make sense with the hypnosis in the 3 months. Like, because you're a civilian. Well, what does that have to do with anything? We've already established that he has no family. He has no friends. He's not making money. So why wouldn't you just kill him? Who am I? Maybe I'm a little bit more brutal. But you would think, if this is the fucking mentality y'all have, I mean, why wouldn't you just, who am I? Because it doesn't seem like Dr. Fox has any conscience about the fact that, like, you know, I thought for a second that maybe it was guilt that was it. No, he's just a fucking asshole. So then we got the epic showdown, y'all, with the other fucking dude, the superintendent. He's got Elle strapped up, locked him back in the same fucking cell, right? What else happens? What helps out? Okay. Yeah. So after Siobhan really gets to giving Dr. Fox the business, he comes to rescue Elle. Well, not on Superintendent's watch, okay? He's ready to kill people. And, but you know what? You're not fast enough, bitch, okay? Because you're up against 2 lovers who are really fighting for a life together. Fuck you. So, I cried. I was a little scared because I thought, Siobhan's gonna die. Siobhan seems like he's gonna die, and I'm really scared for this. But luckily, everything was fine. So, things get exposed. Thank you. And actually the king and the royalty fucked them too because they were in on it. And that was the whole point. So what we end up finding out is that the whole thing that was going on in the penitentiary was by design. Okay. The dog, Elle, he was the 7th dog that they were creating for the Empire, like a fucking human weapon. I hate when I hear stuff like that because you know that's probably what's happening in the real world. I don't like it. I don't like the sound of it. But you know, he was a little bit too unruly. He was a little bit too unruly for them. So they were about to kill him. But it's the introduction to Siobhan that makes him go, oh, maybe he can be trained in a more manipulative way. So yeah, fuck the fucking king. Fuck him doing that shit. Fuck the doctor. Fuck the superintendent. Fuck y'all. So good news. Those 2 guys are dead. As they should be, okay? As they should be. And Siobhan and Elle are together. So basically everything gets exposed. And then basically the kingdom is like, well, you know what? We got to give you some money for this. As they should, because what the fuck? So basically he is compensated for all of the torture that he experienced, but it's okay because they get their happy ending. They get their happy ending in terms of living in a home, building a life together. Siobhan gets to be a writer. I don't really know what Elle does, but it doesn't matter because he's got money. He's been paid. So actually, I don't even think he has to work. I think they're technically fine, but it's good because Siobhan actually gets to be a writer now. And yeah, me crying after, like, I was already crying as I was reading it, but it was like the fact that it's like, I want these characters to live, you know, and when I tell you, I would have been on the floor, okay? On the fucking floor. If we had actually seen them old, don't ever do that to me because I absolutely will be a wreck. Like, I actually got that together really quickly. Y'all know it takes me a long time to stop crying sometimes, but I think because it was good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just loved that. That was a good fucking story, okay? And I just recently started seeing the physical copies of it in like Books A Million and Barnes and Noble. So yeah, I will probably buy those because I would absolutely read the story again. It was so good. And it is not at all what I thought it was going to be, dude. I thought that it was just going to be like, ooh, Elle is a murderer. There you have it. No, there was more to the bitch. And I really liked that. I really liked that a lot. The fact that he was basically a trained killer who was like, well, I'm going to kill everybody then because fuck you. Fuck you. I want to get to the bottom of what the fuck is going on. And he made that shit happen, okay? And then they end up working together, but it's not even that bad though, because even though he lost his memory, like technically it's kind of broken open, but at the same time it's just like the way that they loved each other, that really got to me. That really got me. And just the fact that like they're going to live happily ever after. I I love that. I want that more often. That was really fucking good. God, that was good. Okay. Yeah, that was just really, I can't get over it, dude. That was so good. I am definitely rating that highly. Yes. I also need to get back into, actually putting down the shit I've been reading. It's a lot easier to track some of these things on StoryGraph, but I do know that we can see some shit on Goodreads, so I haven't been updating recently. I'm very disappointed in myself, but it's okay. So we got to get back into some other stuff. I did also realize that I'm kind of behind on, what else am I behind on? Oh, I was like 2 episodes behind on the Rotten girl. And I mean, it's not like anything good ever happens. Nothing good happens in this fucking story, so it's frightening and sad. But let's do the check-in for Tappy Tune. Also, okay, so I also wanted to talk about this last week, but I'm very pissed off about the Lewellyn thing. Obviously, that was like a big topic of conversation last week, and it's still happening now. But basically, Lewellyn put something in their announcements, a little part of the site that nobody would ever fucking look at, really, because this bitch didn't ever do that. I had to find out on Twitter that they are canceling all of the VIP memberships and then starting something new. Well, I want a decent one. I want a little $9.99 one. But bitch, that just fucking renewed. And they said, oh, well, at the end of October, everyone's getting dropped. Okay. I don't even get the rest of the fucking month. I have to re-enroll. I have to re-renew. And then some people, I don't know how accurate it is, but some people are saying and posting like what they think the new VIP things will be. I didn't even have one of the really good ones, y'all. Some people had some really great VIPs, and I'm so happy for them, and I'm so disappointed for them because some of these people were getting 4,000 coins a month. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. And I think they were only paying like $20. So they had really, really good like memberships that they were doing. And the fact that, and then I messaged them and I said, hey, my shit just renewed, and am I gonna be compensated for this? Because it cost me fucking $10 and I'm not gonna get to keep the shit for a whole month. And they gave me like a non-answer. I might need to go back in there and do a little reply if you ask me, because what do you mean? All they basically said was like, we're really sorry, but you're gonna have to renew and with our new ones. Well, if it's not good, I'm going to be pissed. So now I'm thinking, should I take advantage of some of the coin stuff that they've got going on with my current, not that y'all can answer this, not that y'all can answer this for me, but it just kind of seems like maybe that would be a good idea. But I'm very, very, very disappointed. You know, what the fuck? Like, some people, they're trying to, they're trying to prove the people that they pray. Now, if you were to come and tell me, though, that, okay, the way this is going to change, it means that, oh, that's a good one. I just went on the website. This looks good. A Season of You. Oh, that looks really good. I'm sorry. If you're telling me that the way that they're going to give the artists their money, I would pay more just to make sure that these people get paid what they deserve. I mean, because they're delivering some real good shit to me. All right. But what really pisses me off, obviously, is fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, some of these VIP exclusives, I'm wondering, should I just go ahead and do another one before it's over so I can get more coins just in case I'm fucked? We'll see. Now, if they have a better option, I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it in a heartbeat. But if not, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, I also need to get back into Sandwich Paradox. Forgot about that one. I can't turn that one around for you. Just see cock and balls right there. But anyway, enough ranting. I'm sorry. That just really pissed me off. And if you were also pissed off, let's talk about it in the comments, because how dare you? How dare you? And with that shitty ass response, dude. Like, oh, shall we? We're not, you're going to have to. Don't piss me off. But anyway, I'm excited to keep reading. I'm excited to keep reading. I still am going to try to keep these under 2 hours. I don't know what the last one's going to be like, but I've already yapped so much to y'all. So I'm going to shut the hell up now. Devin should be home soon. I'm going to eat my delicious chicken sandwiches and tater tots from Cocky Rooster. Because Devin's working there now. Where he used to work, there was a Wingstop. That was like the go-to, like, bring that fucking home right now. Cocky Rooster has now become that. And I said, this is the last time this month. I'm not going to ask for it again. I might ask one more time, but we'll see. But yes, I'll see you guys again in a second. We're going to read a little bit more and I'll talk to you a little bit later. Hopefully having read more physical stuff. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, everybody. So it is the next day. You could probably tell because it's much brighter in here. I did read something last night, but I want to talk about this because I'm not quite done. I'm like at the halfway point. What do you call this trash? So this is like a stalker thing type situation. And I wanted to read it because stalkers are scary. I don't know if this will end in a way that is absolutely tragic and horrifying. I hope it doesn't, but I'm so frustrated. I'm so mad, especially at her. So I'll read the little halfway mark, thing. The story so far, Yuto has an unrequited crush on his older brother Kai's stalker ex-girlfriend Akira. Despite the guilt he feels, Yuto enters into an arrangement with Akira where he brings her information on Kai and she does anything he asks in exchange. But eventually, Kai discovers Akira and Yuto's relationship and approaches Akira to convince her to cut things off with Yuto. Akira insists he cannot ask that of her for free and so puts forth the stipulation that they rekindle their relationship while Kai still continues to date his current girlfriend. How will the conflicted Kai handle this strange demand? I am so scared. I'm so scared because there is clearly something else going on in the personal lives of Kai and Yuto. They live in an apartment. Their parents never seem to be there. And I think that their parents have gotten a divorce. We don't know yet. But Kai is texting someone who seems to be his father, I think. I'm not sure. And like needing household help. But like there's this moment where we see Kai come home and the mom is there and like the interaction is really awkward. So I don't know what to make of that. So Kai is clearly under a lot of pressure that he is not sharing with someone, or at least if he's sharing it with someone, we don't know who that is, but he's not sharing it with his younger brother. He really wants Yuto to be happy. He wants Yuto to find someone who makes him happy. But I mean, now that he has discovered what Akira is doing, right? So basically, Akira, ever since Kai broke up with Akira, she was already very clingy and possessive and frightening, stalkerish when they were dating. Once they break up, she basically is even crazier. Now, when Yuto is first introduced to her, he instantly has a crush on her. And he's like, oh man, she's so pretty. My brother's so lucky. And like, he has no intention of ever like crossing the boundary in that way. But when they break up and they run into each other and she starts asking him for help, he can't help himself because he still has a crush on her. And what's making me so frustrated is how manipulative she is. Kai and Yuto don't seem like they're that far, like there's not that much of an age gap between them. Maybe like 2, possibly 3 years. I'm not sure. But basically, they're in the same school, so they run into each other, right? So like, let's just say that Kai is a senior and Yuto is like a freshman. Let's just put it in those kind of terms. So she is actively manipulating Yuto, and he knows that he's getting used, but I still think that he is somewhat sincere. He does not want to step over any boundary that would hurt his brother. He does not agree to allow her to like put stuff in his room or, like a fucking listening device or a camera, even though he's taking pictures of his brother and letting her have them. It's innocent enough, even though it's still wrong. And she's like, well, I'll give you whatever you want. And anything that he wants is really just simple, like, will you hold my hand? Will you let me pat your head? He's not asked for anything that's like totally inappropriate. She gave him a hickey and then he asked to give her a hickey back after the fact. But I still don't think that that's super inappropriate because it's not been anything like super sexual. but she's also manipulating him. And I'm just really sad because now Kai knows he's going to be put under this like extreme pressure. He is currently dating another girl who seems like really awesome, like just a really, really nice person. So I'm hoping that if this gets exposed, that she's at least understanding to the point of like possibly still being his friend. I don't know if she'll be forgiving and like still date him, but obviously something more is going on with Kai, and I feel really bad for him, and I'm scared of what he may do because it seems like he may be suffering from depression. I could be wrong. I just keep picking up on something that seems very somber about him, and since he doesn't want to share with people, I think that something darker is going on. And of course for Yuto, I feel so sorry for him because he's getting manipulated by a girl who he does like, but I obviously would want him to not have anything to do with her because she's fucking crazy. And it just makes me sad that these kind of people exist, especially after seeing the stuff that recently happened at like TwitchCon. I don't really care to know all of the stuff that's going on there, but you know, the young female streamer who was assaulted by a stalker, it's just scary that there are people who think that they are entitled to you because they like you. So I don't like that. And this is really frustrating for me to read because she will not take no for an answer. Even when the younger brother's trying to like make a boundary, she pushes it a little. Not completely, but she pushes it a little. And she knows that she's going to keep pushing because she keeps manipulating Yuto. So it just makes me really sad. I'm scared to see where this goes. I don't want anyone to die. Like, I fear that she will push the girlfriend, a real girlfriend, right? Try to kill her. I don't want anybody to end up in the damn hospital. But we will see, because this is just a one-shot, it seems. It does not like it's going to be a series, so everything should be resolved by the end. I just wanted to kind of, like, talk about it since I'm at the halfway mark. So we will talk again in a second, hopefully when it's over, and we'll see what happened, y'all. Okay, this was really good. Okay, I did not expect it to end like that. And do I feel like I want to cry? I think I might. I don't know. This was really good. I almost wish it was longer because I need more. So again, we're continuing with spoilers for this one. So basically right before we talked, right after we talked, we get more flashbacks of everybody's childhood. Dear God. I feel for these children now, okay? We see them as adults at the end of the book, but I really have such a soft spot for when I read these stories about kids whose parents are just so cruel. It really breaks my heart, especially like coming from somebody who does not want children. I don't want to experience motherhood in terms of like carrying a child. I don't want to give birth. I don't want to have that experience. And, you know, quite frankly, I don't really want to raise a child. With that being said, obviously, I think it's normal to have to daydream. You know, when I daydream about the possibility, and it doesn't happen very often, but when I daydream about the possibility if I ever had a kid, and obviously, you never know. You gotta love them unconditionally, though. But my dream would be to have a daughter, and that she would love books, and she would just be like this little perfect version of me and Devin. And that's not how things work. Okay, like I could very well have had a son. Nothing wrong with the boys now, but I would have wanted a daughter. That's just me. That's just me. Love the kid anyway, but what I'm saying is like I know that I would want to give my kid everything. Love, knowledge, care, you know, a safe place to be, the way I feel safe with my mom, the way I feel safe with my stepdad, the way, and I mean, I would only want one kid if I ever had one, but you know, I love the relationship I have with my sister. Devin is an only child, so he has a little bit more experience with, you know, kind of just existing as one kid. But I say that to say that, like, as someone who doesn't have kids and doesn't want children, just because I don't have those things doesn't mean I don't know what the fuck is right for a child. And these fucking parents in here suck ass, okay? I just got to say that. Her mother is a fucking asshole.
you know why she's like this. And I'm glad that we got the background on her, because you might think that it's very one-dimensional, but it's a little bit more layered with her, and it definitely changed my perspective and then eventually what happened. So her father died when she was born. Her mother, for whatever fucking reason, I don't know why this happens, was like, I would have rather had a little boy who's just like a carbon copy of the dad. So she cut her daughter's hair to where she looked like a little boy, and then was always disappointed and never happy enough when Akira, because Akira is also her dad's name. So her mom basically just tried to replace the father with Akira, and never accepting the fact that, hey, I'm not him. And that first rejection really, oh my God, it is such a defining moment in her life. She is bullied because of the way she looks. Her mom doesn't give a fuck. The young people don't give a fuck around her. They bully her mercilessly. She gets to high school and she changes up her look. She has a job. She's still so shy. Like, she's still such a nice, sweet person. And then she's bullied again. And the person who saves her is Kai. So now she has somebody who has saved her from something that had been constantly coming up when she was a kid, being bullied by this person who knew her when she was younger. And she sees Kai, he is her savior, and this is why she behaves this way. So when he broke up with her, it was a lot for her to deal with, because she's like, fuck, I'm being rejected again by someone I like. And like, she loved her mom, but this is somebody who could possibly love her back, because she's already seen that her mom doesn't love her. Fuck the mom, if you ask me. Kai, though, has his own set of shit, and then we find out what that is. So he is only Yuto's half brother. His father had Kai first, and the new wife, Yuto's mom, is his stepmom. The dad is nowhere to be seen. Another thing I can't stand about parents, men specifically in these situations, because, excuse me, this is when people are like, I really want to be a parent. That's the kind of parent you want to be, isn't it? You don't even want to be in the motherfucking house, do you? Because now you've left your first son with a woman who fucking hates him because she is very mean to him. She often ignores him. She doesn't care about him. Fuck you, bitch. Why did you even get with a man who had a child? Another thing, another whammy that I can't be friends with anybody like that. I couldn't be friends with deadbeat parents. That is for true. Okay. That is true. I could never do it, because that would hurt my soul too much. Anyway, deadbeat stepmom and deadbeat dad, fuck them both. Okay. He has always felt, because he was treated like a man by the damn mom, but eventually, instead of resenting and kind of hating Yuto, there's a moment in their childhood where he's like, oh, I love my little brother. Like, he's one of the most important people to me. So he is always doing something to try and make Yuto feel good, because Yuto made him feel good during a time when he doesn't even know what Kai was going through, right? But he just genuinely loved his brother. Okay, boom. So when Akira makes this offer, he's like, okay, I want to save my little brother because I don't think that he deserves this. I know that she's using him, and I don't think it's fair, and my brother deserves to be in love, to be happy with someone. Okay. He's going through this whole thing, this whole charade. She's like, the only thing that you have to do is let me spend time with you in your room for 1 hour a week. Nothing happens, but he is still simultaneously dating Shion, the girl that he was dating. He eventually meets Shion's parents, who actually are good people, good parents, people who wanted to be fucking parents, it seems as though, okay? Not a fucking bitch and another fucking bitch and another bitch, okay? All three of them. Stepmom, dad, and then that other mom. Fuck all three of y'all. Fuck all three of y'all. And they really basically, without knowing any of the details of what's going on, they really show Kai, like, look, no. Basically, his interaction with them makes him realize, like, I can't keep doing this. It's not fair to Shion. Even if nothing happens between me and Akira, it's not fair. Because what if we do get married one day? Do I have to keep this up for the rest of my life? No. So Kai exposes the fact that she's coming over to the house one night when Yuto is there. It's a good situation because it forces Yuto to be confronted with the fact that, yes, still using and never was involved and cared about Yuto. The part where I almost cried is that because she's exposed, she is like, you can't break up with me. I'm going to tell Shion. And Kai's like, I already told her. Even if she and I do not stay together, I will never want you. And that is her breaking point. She tries to kill herself. That was really hard to see. Yuto saves her. And he's like, look, I understand you love my brother. I love you. I want to be with you. Let me, I know that you won't love me like my brother, but I want, he sees that something, he doesn't know everything that happened to her, but he can see something in her. It's like he has a sense that that is what happened. And then the mom thing, something's broken in her, and it's not just, I'm just obsessed with your brother because I just think he's cute. He can tell something is up. So they do date, and it's for a week. He knows that she she does not like him like that, but he tries, and eventually they end up at her house. She's trying to facilitate sexy time. She did not clean up her freaky ass room all the way that was covered in the damn near the same picture of Kai. I mean, she plastered the fucking walls. Look, there are some characters I like too, but I'm not fixing to do all that, especially if it's a real person in that way, obviously, because she has access to him and she was very manipulative. So now Yuto is like, I can't do this. And he breaks up with her, and it's okay because he's like, Akira, I will be your friend. It's okay if we are not together romantically. I will be your friend and I will be a good friend to you. And that's what makes me want to cry, because it's like, ooh, okay, I think I might cry. Okay, sorry. That's what makes me really sad for her in the end, because it's like, had she had people who wanted to be her friend, I don't think that she ever would have resorted to the behavior that she resorted to. She probably could have had a normal relationship with Kai, possibly. But because there were so many people, her first bully is her mother, right? Her mother is her first bully and has continued to be her bully for her whole life up until this point, right? Because her mom is just fucking getting drunk and shit, and she's kind of having to take care of her, but then it's just so sad. These young people, specifically the girls, are so cruel to her, and had someone, and it's like, it's not to say that someone might not have wanted to be her friend, but nobody had reached out their hand to try to be her friend, right? And that just breaks my heart. That's just so sad. So I felt so sorry for her. I'm so glad that she wasn't able to go through with it, because, and I'm sorry to cry, in the end, we see them all as adults, and Kai and Shion get married. They have a son. They're so happy. Yuto he's close with Kai again. They kind of have, that tense, when he's dating her, when Yuto is dating her, Kai and Yuto don't have the close relationship that they had before. But now they're better. They're fine. He's going to babysit for them. They're good. Yuto is dating someone who is not Akira, and Akira seems like she's okay. And it's just it makes me feel so sorry for her, because but I'm happy for her, right? Because she seems like she's adjusted really well. She has a job. She seems independent. She's good. You know what I mean? And she has this friend in Yuto, because they meet up and they have dinner, and it just makes me feel like, I'm just so happy for her, this fictional character. But it's like, that's someone's life. You know what I mean? That is somebody's life somewhere out there, and that is very sad, and that's not fair. I just feel so bad for young people. I really do. I just feel so bad that there's some kid who's misunderstood, who maybe has a bad home life. Maybe they don't, I don't know. But, the world is just so cruel, and a lot of the time, instead of us just being kind, ooh, people are a little mean. And I know that she went crazy, and I wasn't really fucking with her in the first part. She got me. She got me in the second, y'all. And this ended up being really good. So not as horrifying as anything I've read it was supposed to be for the TBR, but I think this was really good, and I would absolutely recommend this. So I'll make sure to put stuff on the screen that says, hey, spoiler, not spoiler. Basically, this ended up being really good. It's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. I liked the direction that this actually went in and how it ended, and this was really good. I would highly recommend. What do you call this trash? Girl. Okay, and then to get to the other thing I read. I read volume 2 of Can't Stop Cursing You. We're still following the same main story. Like, there are people who are there are cursed gods who there seems to be a bigger picture going on with them, but they have targeted this town that he happens to be in. He's a curse breaker, and it's basically a new case this time. Much more sinister than the first one, if you ask me. It was very sad. I did have a feeling that's how they were going to break the curse, though, and I was like, oh, damn, that sucks, but this was also good. This also has a bit of bullying in it as well, and that hurt. But this is good. Can't wait to continue on with the series. But yeah, I just had to give myself a little moment to talk extensively about this one, because this one was really good. I have to say I recommend it. But we'll be back. I'm going to try to get back into Bastard, because I would like to finish that. I read a little bit more of Feed, but that one's going to be a little bit slow going, I think. So, we'll deal with that later. And then there's an audiobook I'm reading. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. It'll be over here in a picture, but it's on Hoopla. It was suggested in somebody's TikTok, and because it was on Hoopla as an audiobook, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get into it. It's interesting so far. I mean, I've only gotten to 3%, but it's interesting. We'll see. So I will see you guys soon. And yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so it's been a weird ass week. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit later, but I'm uploading last week's reading vlog. I'm so sorry it took so long. That's like the other reason. Everything's just been really crazy this week. But I just finished the most recent episode of In Your Wake, and I'm fucking pissed off. What the fuck was that ending? I am going to continue, okay? As we all know, I will continue something even if I am thoroughly fucking pissed. And I am annoyed. I am very, very annoyed with the story. Okay, you gave me something that I really wanted. Alpha bottom. Bitch! Somebody recommend me something else, because even though I'm going to continue this, I'm so annoyed. I need a break. I know I'm not actually going to give myself a break. I know I'm going to read the next one and the next one as soon as they come out, because I guess I like to torture myself. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, as you all know, I cannot stand Yuno. He is the brunette, okay? He's the one who's like he's like a beta person who can kind of pick up on people's pheromones. He's always liked this guy who has kind of taken under his wing and kind of been there for him, like a big brother type, but this is not a step brother thing. This is not anything like that. Yuno is the younger one. He was like rescued by, what's his name? Juan? I can't remember. The blonde, the alpha, when Yuno was younger, and basically the alpha has constantly been looking after him and, trying to make sure that he's doing okay. And when they start living together, Yuno's feelings for the alpha just grow to be bigger and bigger, and then they eventually end up hooking up when the alpha is in his rut. Okay, boom. I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. I'm accepting the fact that there are insecurities. Yuno has always, kind of, I almost feel like he's made himself feel like he's the little bro, because I don't really get the impression that the alpha has said like, oh, he's like my little brother.
I would have to go back and reread it from the beginning to really know for sure, but he has all of these insecurities and this like complex, and it's so infuriating because now you guys are hooking up. He never opens his mouth to fucking speak, and y'all know I don't fucking like that in these stories. Say something. Say how you fucking feel. You'd think that he's been doing that. No, he hasn't been actually doing that. He keeps thinking something completely fucking different than what is actually going on. So they just, Yuno's been, what has he been doing? He's been ignoring the alpha, avoiding him. Why? I don't even know. I honestly have been so confused up until this point. What is the issue? You guys are together. You guys are sleeping together. He's trying to take you out on dates. He's trying to be considerate of you. But in the back of Yuno's mind, he's like, oh my God, well, he always been dating other people. And what more can he do? What more can he do? So finally, the alpha, because they live together and Yuno doesn't have a car, he's been trying to make a point to take him to work and like actually get him to talk to him. Of course, he doesn't. So then the alpha's like, you know what? I'm fixing to bounce up on that. And they do. They have some car sex. Pretty nice. The man is still inside of him, okay? Yuno is inside of him. And this little bitch starts busting out crying, and he's like, are you happy now? We finally did it. Is this what you wanted? And he's like, well, I mean, I don't, it's not that I wanted, like, the only thing I care about is sex. Like, we haven't done anything, and I keep telling you, like, hey, tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's going on. And, like, yes, this happened. Okay. Bitch, when I tell you, crying like a little baby. And, I don't have a problem with people crying. And I don't have a problem with men crying. But what the fuck is with all these fucking tears? What is it? Let's actually go up. I just feel pathetic. Why? He doesn't fucking say, oh, girl, he doesn't fucking say why he feels pathetic. He just does. Okay, well, what the fuck is what's his face supposed to do about that? He can't fucking help you. Bitch. Then, and I gotta skip something. Well, I don't think, yeah, I'm past the sex part. We don't need to talk about whatever other thing is going on here. So here's a spoiler, okay, for anybody who may be reading. I just got to the very end. I'm so mad. Let's see. Okay. Did you like Heywan first? Remember earlier, whenever Hung is involved, I act like a kid and the smallest things make me upset. Yes, I don't understand why. Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm an adult and I still... Hung and I are different. Hung and I want different things. What does he want that you don't want? Because he wants to actually be in a relationship with you. Is that what you want? That's why he didn't even try to deny what I said. It's why he quit smoking too. He thinks that if he does what I want, then I won't leave his house. That's how all this started in the first place. Hung is abandoning me, so I can't abandon him. What does him not smoking anymore and being considerate of you have to do? How do you get that from this? He's abandoning me, so I can't abandon him. How does that even make sense? I'm so pissed because that literally makes no sense. Yes, at first, I already forgot his name. I'm sorry. At first, the alpha was like, oh, we shouldn't do this. But then he gave, he gave it a try, and he's like, you know what? I do want to be with you. Anybody that the alpha has slept with in the past, he's like, we're not doing anything anymore. No, thank you. Okay. He stopped smoking because you're the one who said, okay, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. So Yuno is jealous of literally any person who interacts with the alpha. Okay. Because he saw the alpha smoking a cigarette with a coworker one time, he got so jealous and he's like, I don't want you to smoke anymore. So what does he do? He stops smoking because you said you don't want him to. He obviously is stressed out about that because he wants to smoke a cigarette, because he's even more stressed out about the fact that Yuno keeps ignoring him. Get it together. Get it together, Yuno. So now he's like, oh, well, now you're doing all of these nice things for me. And now you're trying to do X, Y, and Z for me. Well, it's because he's abandoning me. He doesn't want me to leave. So that makes no sense. Okay. If someone else is reading this and you feel like I've got the wrong of this, please tell me. Like, and because I'm very open to like, am I missing something? Ooh, it just makes me so fucking mad. What kind of sense does that make? It makes no fucking sense. It literally makes no sense. He's abandoning me he's abandoning me. And I'm so hung up on this. I'm so mad. He's abandoning me, so I can't abandon him. Where in the world, out of all these fucking things we've read, has he ever given you the impression that he's going to abandon you? It makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. I was just reading something. Was I reading something or was I watching something? Where like, that actually was the scenario, right? Where the main character, I definitely read something. Oh God, I hate myself. I read so much stuff that I lose what I read. I hope that doesn't become a problem later on. I just gotta start writing stuff down and like write in my journal like I said I was gonna do. But like, that was a scenario. The male lead is like, okay, I think I need to kind of like put my arm up a little bit and not get too close to you because I don't want to, get too attached to you because you'll probably leave. And in the end, the other guy's like, you see, bitch, like, I wasn't gonna fucking leave you, so I don't know why you were playing these games. Because this is what it's a game that's being played, in my opinion. Now, does know that he's playing a game? No, he doesn't. But it doesn't fucking matter, because how does that fucking make any sense? He does things for you because he cares about you. Why do you think that all up until this point that, like, you knew that he cared about you? I don't understand. It's like when someone has like that deep-seated of an insecurity, I lose it a little bit, because it's like, you have got to stand up. Please, for the love of God, you've got to stand up and stop behaving this way, because who does this help? It helps nobody. It does nothing. Stop. Please, for the love of God, stop doing this. I'm sorry. I know I just ranted for 10 minutes, but this had me so mad, I had to stop and talk about it. I'm so mad. So yeah, this comes out every Saturday. Every Saturday, I'm getting so annoyed. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking now. We're going to let this finish. I'm going to go back and start reading a little bit more, and everything's going to be fine. And I'm not going to be stressed out about this fucking story. I'm going to start reading Swallow You Whole, because I didn't read that yesterday. And what else do I need to read? What else came out today? Oh, and hopefully, okay, yeah, I can't let y'all see that. Ooh, well, big old titty right there. Let's see. Oh my God, yeah, I read Melting Point. I think season 1 is over. But yeah, I didn't finish reading Swallow You Whole, but I've read everything else, as you can see. But yeah, this one pisses me off. I need to get into something else because I'm just so annoyed. And this one, and Pond Where Flowers Fall, I'm caught up on that, but I don't know if this is the end, like, of this season, because it kind of felt like it was the end. And I'm pretty sure I just saw something on Twitter said that this is the end. Like, this is, no, wait, did I see it on the front cover of this? I think I did. Oh my God. Punch Drunk Love, dude. One of the best. You want to? Yeah, season 1 finale. So, yep. Well, this looks good. What the hell is this? Rainbow Donut. Is it done? It's kind of done. Anyway, sorry. I got distracted. We'll talk again later. I'll see you guys soon.
Welcome back. Okay, so it's actually the next day after I went on that rant about In Your Wake. It's Monday. There's really nothing that got updated on Lezen that I follow. You Are So Lovely is on hiatus. I didn't check into Sandwich Paradox, but I will. I just didn't read it yet. But I want to talk about what I have read. Okay. I'm one chapter away from hitting part 2 or book 2 of Feed. Still so good. I had mentioned that since I never ended up rereading this after the first time I read it. I still really like this. So the point that I'm trying to make is it's almost like it's brand new to me. because for a second, like as I was getting to the end of part 1 or book 1, I was like, I can't remember exactly what the point is, or I know what the point is, but like what the big climax will be. And reading book 2, it's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, the wheels are turning. I'm excited. I still don't remember exactly what happened. So like, this has been super fun to read again. Like, I have to say, I know October's almost over. Read this at some point. You know, the year is not done. Okay. This series was so good. It's as good as I remember it. Oh my God. It's just been really fun to get back into it. And it's been nice to like, I know this is going to sound weird considering how much manga I read. That's a book, obviously, but like a regular physical, like, you know, novel. It feels like it's been forever since I held one of these in my hand. Sorry, I almost look like I smacked y'all in the face with the damn book, but it's been good. It's been really good to pick up a regular book, read it, and I uploaded or queued a bunch of stuff to my Kindle. So I will also be trying again to make sure that I read more of what is on my Kindle. Okay, moving on. I did read these 3 yesterday. Oh man. Okay, so I'm almost done with Can't Stop Cursing You. Volume 3 was so good. This was such a good twist, and I'm really excited. I wish that this wasn't over at volume 4. Okay. I know that I'm not done with it yet, but this has been paced, in my opinion. Obviously, I haven't read the 4th one yet. I don't know. But to me, this has been paced so good. Okay. Sometimes when you have a shorter manga, I think a lot of people can agree, it's hit or miss if the pacing is good, right? Because sometimes the ones that are shorter, it seemed like they got canceled a little bit early, so they have to wrap everything up very quickly. So like, I really, really enjoyed Black Torch, but Black Torch definitely needed at least, I think, 2 more volumes to really make it great, in my opinion. That one, Ayashimon, got canceled. Ayashimon? I think that's how you say it. That one got canceled, I believe, and it was only 3 volumes, and that definitely needed at least like 2 more, damn near. I don't know, but so far this is just so good, simply too good. Okay, I wanted to switch it up because I felt like I was getting burnt out a little bit, and I read I Can't Stand Being Your Childhood Friend. Okay, I enjoyed this, but I was very annoyed. Basically, you've got these 2 friends. They've known each other since they were like in elementary school. It's Ryota and Ao. They have done everything together since they were kids, but the difference between them is Ryota has always had a crush on Ao, and he figures out that, okay, it's not just that I love him as a friend or family, like I actually like romantically have feelings for him. And he realizes like, I am someone who finds men attractive, and the man I find attractive is Ao, right? So they go through life. He doesn't know that he has a crush on him, but everybody else in their life realizes like, you guys are really close, maybe a little bit closer than you like to admit, while not having anything happen between them, right? When he gets a girlfriend, he gets a girlfriend. When the girlfriend breaks up with him, he breaks up with his girlfriend. He literally, it's fine. It's fine. They're in college. They end up moving to off-campus housing, and they are living beside a young man who they don't meet his partner, but the partner ends up being a guy. They think it's a girl for a while. And this is like, oh, okay, so it doesn't seem like they have any friends that are actually gay, and now their neighbors are, who eventually become their friends, and they clock very, very easily that Ryota clearly has feelings for him. The thing that really annoyed me, and it's weird because this is the first volume, and I felt like I didn't like the pacing of this one, right? So it's like, for such a long time, people have been making comments to him about Ryota. Not like, oh man, you should stop being friends with him or anything like that. It's mostly like, hey man, like, you guys are so close, like Ryota never seems to date anybody, like you always swoop in, or, you know, something ends up happening where you guys prioritize each other over the person that you're dating. Like, have you ever questioned that at all? Maybe. So it's not until, you know, he gets a little bit more, I don't want to say flirty, but we'll just use that as since I can't think of the right word. He gets a little bit more flirty now that they are together and alone.
Now they've met their neighbors who are openly, you know, dating each other, love each other. They've been together for 3 years. It's opening his eyes a little bit more, kind of, you know, I would say it's making him more confident in his feelings almost, but it's making him, it was his character that pissed me off in this. Sorry to make that long and drawn out. Basically, he finally, like, just very clear, hey, I have feelings for you. He's like, oh, ha ha ha, yeah, sure, we're two guys. And then eventually it's like, oh, yeah, two guys can be together. And then it's like, he becomes such a fucking bitch about it. He starts becoming closer to their neighbors. Now all of a sudden he's jealous. Oh, okay. Then it's the crying. It's the theatric. It's the, what about me? Like, oh, you got earrings for our neighbor. What about me? You don't even have your ears pierced. Okay. Well, I thought I ended up picking all of your clothes for you, but then you picked out something heartfelt for it. Bitch, shut the fuck up. That's what really pissed me off. Because it's like, look, he fucking told you how he felt. You're over here lollygagging, trying to kiss him and do stuff. Oh, I'm going to pretend I'm asleep now because... Stop playing games, dude. That's what made me really mad, is that it seemed like he was playing games, and that really bothered me. And he was playing games. Because then he's like, when he finds out that, oh yeah, like, I've been jealous of you many a time in our life. You know what I mean? I've been jealous of these women who, you know, come up to you and you're really easy friends with everyone. You're close to everybody. Like, I've been jealous. So when he gets jealous, now all of a sudden it's, he pissed me off. Everything ends up being fine. But it's the fact that, like, oh yeah, let's kiss. But you know he likes you. And he keeps trying to make a point of being like, hey, I don't want to do something with you if you're going to regret it. You know what I mean? Because that's not fair to him. He's like, oh, well, we might as well. Now, see, I would have put my foot down and I would have said, oh, hell no. You're not using me to get off right now. You better figure out what the fuck you want. And we're not touching wieners, okay? We're not kissing. Nothing's happening. Everything ends up being fine. But that really pissed me off. And I don't know if the second volume will actually have to do with their neighbors, because you get like a little bit of a background on like both set of characters, which is really, really cute. So Ryota, oh, that's interesting. I didn't notice that. So his first name is Ryota and his last name is Ryota. Okay. That's a little strange. Ao, and then I think that's how you say it. And then Ryota, this is their little background. But then you get these two, and I like them so much. It's Juri and then Kosan. They're cute. And I'm wondering, is the second volume going to be about them? Because like I'm sure what's going to end up happening is we'll see the second volume and like it'll be like, oh, whatever. But I don't know. He better get his act together because he's really pissing me off. He better not piss me off again. And then I read all of the first volume of Monster. This is really, really good. Okay. I did not. So I feel like I remember trying to watch the first episode of the anime. I didn't end up finishing because I think I got distracted with something else, but this ended up being really good. Okay. I think I've read just one thing by Urasawa. Maybe I've read two, but I've read all of Pluto. So it was really, you know, it wasn't like weird to get into this story, you know, German people, you know what I'm saying? Interesting. Anyway, I'll read the back, but I'm not going to be able to hold it in the camera because this shit is light as hell. All right. Everyone faces uncertainty at some point in their lives. Even a brilliant surgeon like Kenzo Tenma is no exception, but there's no way for him to know that his decision to stop chasing professional success and instead concentrate on his oath to save people's lives will result in the birth of an abomination. The questions of good and evil now take on a terrifyingly real dimension. Years later in Germany, during the tumultuous post-reunification period, middle-aged childless couples are being killed one after another. The serial killer's identity is known. The reasons why he kills are not. Dr. Tenma sets out on a journey to find the killer's twin sister, who may hold some clues to solving the enigma of the monster. Wow. I don't even think that I can really... I know I'm going to ramble if I start talking about this, but what a good first volume. Very, very thick, but you get a lot of the story. Tenma, I feel so sorry for him. Fuck that lady though. Fuck the one lady who was engaged to marry him. Fuck that bitch. I can't stand that woman. I'm not gonna be sad to see if she passes away. Okay? Fuck that bitch. She was such a nasty bitch, if you ask me. Really spoiled bitch.
trying to take advantage of him. I don't even know. I can't stand her. Okay. Ugly bitch too. Ugly spirit within her. Can't stand her. That's one of my big takeaways. I hate the daughter. Not that daughter, but the daughter of the former, like, chief of surgery or whatever. Oh, I hate that woman. But anyway, this was really good. I really cannot wait to see where this is going. I assume the kid, I don't know. I get this impression that, like, the kid is like a fucking, like a sleeper agent. You know what I'm saying? And for him to have at such a young age done some of the things that he did, it almost seems like both of them are like little like Russian spies, maybe? I don't know if we're going to get into that. It'd be interesting, but this was really good. Pretty brutal. There's some brutality in here. Now, I only have volume 2. I will try to see if, I want to see if this is maybe on the Viz app. I'll have to look into that. But I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure some of these are on my Hoopla app. I just don't have any extra borrows for this month, but really, really good. I'm glad I got into this, and I will hopefully be reading and finishing volume 2 today, but I'm going to log off now. I got to eat breakfast, start getting to work. I've got an altered week today. Usually I'm off on Mondays, but we are going to NecoCon this weekend, so I want to go ahead and like get my shit done. And then I'm going to be filming at NecoCon, probably not in this vlog. I will end this vlog at some point and then we'll pick it up like at the end of the week, and then we're going to NecoCon because I think that would make more sense. But we're doing really good. We only got a few more days left in October to finish my TBR. There's no way I'm going to be able to read every single thing I said I wanted to read, but I'm really happy with everything I've read so far. It's been really good, and we're going to keep reading. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later today, and hopefully have more to talk about. So yeah, everybody, just a little moment. I'm so sorry. So today is Tuesday. I'm trying to keep everything, good. I was just rightfully called out. I'm so sorry. I promise you. And this is really a wake-up call for me. I was called out because I didn't quite read enough Halloween spooky stuff last vlog. I didn't really realize that when I was editing everything, but yeah, I am sorry. I can take it. If y'all have to call me out for not reading the stuff I said, do it, y'all, because it really does get me back on track. So I'm so sorry. I know, I don't really know how this vlog is going so far because I've just been so busy with work, but I just looked back at my comments for the last video. Sorry for the weird angle too. But I'm at work. But yeah, I just looked at the comments. Girl, I'm so sorry. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I promise I'm getting back. I'm keeping track with everything. I'm getting better, and I made a point to get back on track to the scary spooky stuff. I'm so sorry. But I'll be the first one to say, I'll take it. If you have to criticize me, I'll take it. Do it. So I'm sorry. We're getting back in order. I read a few things last night too. Don't worry. We're not just going to be reading BL. If we do read spooky BL, that's obviously different, but still, I promise I'll do better. All right. Welcome back, everybody. So we're home. After we talk here, I'm turning my phone off. I have been getting really distracted with my phone and just getting into that too much. And I realized that I'm kind of falling behind on the reading. So yes, but I did want to say that I will be watching Insidious: The Last Key as my little background movie. Yeah, this will be a good little thing because what I ended up doing was reorganizing my DVDs to just make it a little bit nicer, but I couldn't figure out what I want to watch. I just got this the other day, which we talked about, so we will be watching this. But I did want to talk about the fact that I read volume 2 of MadK. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am buddy reading this with Bazaar, and it's really nice. This is my first time buddy reading with somebody else that's not my sister, in a book club. So it's a little different, but it's been fun. But wow, this is really interesting. So the first volume of this was about our main character, Makoto. He is a regular human who has some very weird interests. He
wants to consume someone, right? But he doesn't want to necessarily be a murderer, it seems. So it's like he has these fantasies, but he's never acted on them to kill someone. So what he does instead is summon a demon, tries to make a deal with them, and he wants to consume that demon's body. That demon is Jay, basically, or Archduke Jay. Jay allows this to happen because he's made a pact. But the thing is, once you satisfy the pact, there's two different ways that this could go. And the second way we actually learn more about in the second volume. And I don't think that that was ever mentioned in the first one. So it's really interesting. But what Jay ends up doing is, instead of doing the choice that most demons would usually make, which is basically your soul is turned into currency. It's turned into like a golden nugget. And depending on, I guess, how juicy your soul is, your golden nugget will be bigger. But basically, like, your soul or your last memory, like the last big thing you did, or I guess essentially like right before you die, the thing that like you made the pact for becomes the thing that turns into gold, if that makes sense. So Jay doesn't do that to Makoto. He actually cuts his head off and he brings him back to, we'll just say, the demon realm, and he makes him slowly into a demon. And you know, it's hard to say what Makoto really wanted. And now I'm a little like, did he want to die? Like, I think Makoto really wanted to die after that moment. And I don't think that he would have really cared if he was turned into the gold nugget. But now that he has basically been turned into this demon, I mean, he's experienced a lot of like pretty traumatic things. I mean, your head has been detached from your fucking body. And then his head was attached to the body of a dog. And then after that, his body was made whole, kind of. His head was put on someone else's body. He's turned into like a human demon now, but not really a human. And he is put in a brothel. This brothel is fucking frightening because, I mean, it's demons. I mean, look at Jay, look at Makoto. Like, I think you can tell that we're not having normal brothel sex, if you will. That's assuming that even like a human brothel would be normal, girl. But Makoto is, you know, he's holding in a lot of stuff. He's definitely upset. But like, my thing is now, his motivation is to destroy Jay. And I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from. I think we'll figure it out, everything, at the end of volume 3. But I got emotional reading this. We meet another demon who happens to be Jay's brother, older brother, I believe, not as powerful as Jay. And the thing about Jay and other demons is, like, most of them get by when you get to a certain point. Like, you can become so powerful that no one can say your true name. And with time, your true name basically disappears, but you are referred to as your initial. That's why no one knows what Jay's real name is, but they call him Jay. Lesser demons will call Makoto M instead of Makoto. And you can tell that you're getting stronger when you can say another demon's name without having like a crazy experience, basically, like choking or almost dying. But we meet Jay's older brother. Oh my God, Kieran. I don't know what it was about that moment that just made me so emotional. I don't know what it was, but I cried. Okay, so I'll do a little spoiler here. So Kieran is helping Makoto, but Makoto is using Kieran. His goal is to destroy Jay, but like, really, is it? You know, it's hard to say, right? Because we get Jay's background even more in this one, which is really interesting. But Makoto and Kieran have a moment together. They sleep together, and Kieran is super gentle with Makoto. And even though Makoto is basically like, what's the word? What is the word? He is manipulating Kieran. Kieran kind of knows, but oh God, I feel like I'm gonna get emotional now. But it's like, I think that moment where it's like someone saw him and it's weird, treated him humanely. You know, I mean, I guess that's the thing. Maybe that's what this really is deeply about, is that like eventually you lose yourself so much that you're no longer human and you're willing to experience and do some depraved things when you've lost all humanity. And like, how do you get back to that when you've been someone like Jay who's been around for 700 years, right? So even though Kieran, you know, is like, yeah, I know you were doing this to me, but like, he gives him his wings, and Makoto is like, I would have taken them anyway, but he's like, well, you can have them. And it's just like, ugh, I don't know. That just really like got me. I don't know why, but this is such a beautifully drawn manga. Like, it's so fluid and interesting. It's very eerie, very scary, but it's also very beautiful. Oh my gosh, like Jay, oh my gosh. So here is Kieran. Oh, let me hide his wiener because he doesn't have pants on. But I mean, what an interesting demon, you know? So here is Makoto as he's grown his hair out. He's gotten older. Oh my God. And then the scene where, oh my God. Okay, here's another spoiler. Oh my God, I almost forgot about this. So Makoto has been in the brothel for a long time. He's basically become like one of the main people that other demons want to be involved with, right? Oh, girl, I'm moving my fucking finger. Eventually, Jay takes him out of the brothel, and he's like, okay, you're going to do what a lot of other demons do, which is basically make the pacts and collect the souls, right? So his first job is his own father. So his father made contact with Jay, made a pact with Jay to kill Makoto, kill his own son. And that was just such a traumatic, it was further trauma that Jay inflicts on Makoto. And this fuels his need and desire to want to destroy Jay even more. But it's like, oh my God, I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to put into words, dude. Like, it's just something about this is so, I can't, I don't know. Maybe once I finish the final volume, I will really know how to put into words, but it's hard. But I'm sad. Like, I feel sad talking about it because it is sad and I don't know how to put it into words, and I'm repeating myself a bunch of times. So I apologize. But yeah, so far, MadK has been such an interesting read. This has definitely fit some of my Manga Freakathon prompts. So, like, girl, I don't even remember off the top of my head because I can't remember the damn bingo board. Vomit. What else? Something. I'll bring it out next time. When we're in my office next time, I'll bring it out and I'll show you guys because I've been marking it as I go. But yeah, we're going to get into these next, okay? Like I said, Monster Volume 1 was really interesting, so I can't wait to get into the second volume. I want to start Seraph of the End. I have to finish Can't Stop Cursing You. This is so freaking good. I took out Phantom Busters. I do want to read this. It would technically fit. It's paranormal. MadK, Common Sense Monsters, and then I still want to read Coyote. Ooh, girl, pouring it up. Because there's only 4 volumes that I own. And then I should really just finish what I have of Devil's Line, even though I'll get some of them done because I don't have volume 5 and I don't have any more borrows for my hoopla. But it's fine. If I can read these next few, that would be good. I want to continue Dead Man Wonderland, and I'm making such good time with Feed. I mean, I'm almost at book 3. Am I at book 3 or am I at book 4? I'm almost at book 4 maybe? I don't know, dude. It's still really, really good. It's really good. But anyway, I've rambled on for too long. Sorry. So I am getting back on track. I meant what I said last time. I was called out, but rightfully so. I will be the first one to say, like, look, I've been called out by the same person twice for reading too much BL. And it's not that I'm reading too much BL. It's just that, like, sometimes that's not fitting the October stuff, and you know, I do want to read more than just that. It's just a nice palate cleanser. I know I'm a mood reader, but I need to stay on track for the things I said I want to read. I know my thing was ambitious, my TBR, but I've got so much stuff here and I need to keep going. So a call out is a good thing, girl. I was called in, I was not called out, you know, and I was made to realize, okay, get it together, and that's what's important, you know, because I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but like I still want to blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Ooh, is that my knuckle? Girl, get that big old meaty knuckle out of the way. out of the camera. All right, so I will see you guys later. Again, I'm going to turn this camera off. I'm done for the day with work. I got an early morning tomorrow, but it's fine. I'm excited. We're going to have quite a bit read. Insidious: The Last Key will be on the TV, and we're going to have fun. So I'll see you guys later tonight. Okay, so I just finished Can't Stop Cursing You. This was really interesting. And I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what happened at the end of this. I am a little confused. You know, honestly, I am very confused. The more I sit here and try to think about it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what the point of that was, but I don't mean that in a bad way, because I think in general it was entertaining. And maybe this actually did, oh, sorry, my ear itches. And maybe, even though I think this was paced really well, maybe this did need a few more volumes, because, yeah, I think it needed a few more volumes, maybe one more, even if you're going to end it like this, to explain why they were doing it to him, like, completely, and who the people were, okay? So, basically, you have Sayama. He's a curse breaker. He is, like, a manufactured, is that the right word? Something like that. He altered, maybe that's what I mean. An altered human who is able to break curses. And there are people who, I guess you could call them demons, maybe, who make contracts, and they would be called with humans, and basically, like, you have to curse kill. And the whole point of Sayama is that he will break the curse so that you can't continue, you know, your reign of terror. So from the very beginning, a huge number of curse killings are happening in this particular prefecture. He shows up as a teacher undercover and is trying to solve the case of what is going on here. Someone is curse killing someone. We find out that it's a student, and we also get a little bit more background and lore on curses, like how they come to be, what their triggers are, what stipulations you have. So you could curse someone, but to trigger the curse, you might have one thing, or you might have several. So in one of these, you had to touch the person, skin to skin, and then be within, I think, 10 feet of them and sing this song, and then it would kill them. So there are certain factors that you have to meet for it to completely go through. So, like, for example, let's say you did touch that person and you thought you were singing the song to them, but it ended up not actually being the person. Because you didn't meet the criteria of that person being within 10 feet, the curse will not take effect. So it's really intricate, and I really like that. I think we got a lot of information about the curses, and for something so short, like, you're dropped into this story, and, you know, would you call it world building? I guess so. World building, character, you know, analysis stuff. Like, you get that, like, super quick, but at the same time, it doesn't feel overwhelming, at least not to me. So anyway, Sayama, he, you know, is working with the police. He's solving these cases. He's a little bit sadistic, and we like that about him. It will always get, like, this close to danger, not even that, like, that close to danger. And he's loving it because he's never wrong. He always ends up cracking the fucking case. Well, he is kind of, consider him like, if there were the police, he's like a private detective, right? So sometimes the police will have him involved in some of their cases. And when I say police, I don't even just mean like regular police. There's also a special task force dealing with curses. So he is like the private detective of that. So not always taking that seriously, does get results, but what we slowly start to see with the story is that bigger organization that deals with the curse killings, there seems to be some type of animosity towards Sayama. I mean, he's getting results. He's solving the case. You would think people would be a little bit more appreciative, but no, they don't want to deal
with it this way. They just want to kill anybody who is a curse killer. There is no taking them into custody, maybe putting them in jail if they survive, you know, because a lot of the times the person who made the curse, they might have had, because they made a pact, they might have had a curse put on them. So if they tell you anything about whatever's going on, you could die. It's crazy. It's really, really cool. But yeah, this organization just wants to kill those people. I guess no reform. It's very bloody. It's very sadistic. And it seems like, though, that the whole point, and I guess in a way now, okay, I'm thinking about it a little bit more. I guess that was kind of the point. What it seems like, so here's like the spoiler of it all. So flashing hands. So in the beginning, these curses are happening. They seem like, although they're not targeted at Sayama, they're there to maybe entice him, if maybe that's the right word, and get him more involved with this thing called the cursed blood. And I cannot believe I didn't recognize him in this one when we saw him in the third one. It was so crazy. I was like, fuck, this is him. Oh, totally threw me off. But there's this cursed blood character who's basically behind most of these curses being contracted out. And it seems like they're coming for Sayama. Why, though? You know, I mean, obviously you know why. Obviously you know why. He's breaking the curses, so they don't want that. But in this one, we find out that the cursed blood is working, I think, working with that big task force. But I don't know. That's where I'm lost at, right? Because so what ends up happening in this volume, oh, sorry, it's like 11 o'clock at night. What ends up happening in this volume is it's his final case. The like chief of that the curse killing organization, it's the anti-curse god or whatever thing. The chief's son is being targeted, and everybody is aware, basically, like, at this particular situation gathering, he is going to be killed, and it's going to be a curse killing. The father, the chief, we'll just call him the chief of police. It's not the police force, but you know what I mean. The chief is like, doesn't like his son. He's like, he's a disappointment. He didn't want to be like me, basically. And he's like, okay, we're gonna try to solve it, except it doesn't seem like he wants to solve it. And as the story progresses, it seems like he wants his son to be killed, but they also are hoping that Sayama's killed. So it's like, okay, they feel like the chief and everybody feels like Sayama's getting in the way of just like the indiscriminate murder, I guess. It's not even like he gives a shit. Like, that's the thing. Like, he doesn't care. He just wants to be able to solve them. You know, I mean, he enjoys that. And I think he also might, if I remember correctly, he might need to do it too. He might need to break the curses because of his own thing. But he doesn't even give a shit. So why are we trying to kill him in the first place? I don't know. But the thing is that the guy, the son, the chief's son, who had the fucking hit put on him or whatever, he is cursed blood. What the fuck? Can y'all hear my stomach? Oh Lord, I'm gonna see. If y'all can hear that gurgle under, I need to eat something. I'm gonna get some chips and salsa, even though it's 11 o'clock at night. Blah blah blah. That's why I'm like, okay, were they working together? Okay, that would make sense that cursed blood was egging Sayama on. I mean, and then he unleashes all of these curses. So in a weird way, I mean, obviously, cursed blood isn't necessarily getting anything out of like people being killed like that. But I don't know. It just feels like there should be more. Is cursed blood really on Sayama's side? I don't know. I really don't. But either way, I would recommend this one. So spoilers off. I would recommend this. It's a short series. Even though I feel like maybe there are some holes still there, I feel like it's paced really well, and I think that the story was really good. While it does feel like something's missing, it's not too much. Like, it doesn't make me feel like I'm missing something so important to the story, if that makes sense. And now I'm left empty inside or something dramatic like that. It's really just like, okay, that doesn't quite make sense. Maybe I would need to reread this one more time, and maybe I missed something along the way. Because obviously I read the first volume the first week, and I've just basically, but you'd actually think I'd retain more. Girl, I got so many things I'm reading, it's crazy. But anyway, this was good. I would recommend it. I think it's a good spooky situation. I would definitely say get into this, whether it's Halloween or not. But I think you would like this in general. It's good. Yeah. And I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I picked it out too. Like, I totally forgot about this for the longest time. I got this like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, something like that. Didn't even realize it was just 4 volumes at the time. And then I pick it up again. Oh yeah, this is the final one. So that was perfect. It feels like I really accomplished something. So I'm going to go eat my chips and salsa. I'm fading fast. So we'll see if I read any more. But if not, this is Connie signing out. If actually I do read some more and I want to talk, then you'll see me again. But I feel pretty confident that you won't. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so I only have one thing to talk about so far. So forgive me. I finished the 2nd volume of MadK, started and finished the 3rd volume. I feel like I am just at a loss, and it's interesting because I went and I looked online, and a lot of people felt that way when they finished it. So the interesting thing is, okay, so now we're going into spoilers. Okay, I'm just going to go straight in and talk about my thoughts, because I don't want this to put me in a reading slump, because that's how it feels like, that's what feels like it's going to happen. And that's kind of like, people were like, it took them a long time, like a few days to get over finishing this, and I can see why. So my biggest thing with this was that I was really confused about, I'm just going to use everybody's initial, M's motivation for why he was trying to destroy Jay. And I ended up being right that Jay was doing all of this on purpose, was getting M really worked up to be destroyed. But it's really not until you get to the 3rd volume that you truly understand who Jay is, finally see even more of his background, and then why he might be doing this. And I think, and you know, I don't know, these are just my thoughts, so I'm not saying like this is definitely what it means. Okay. You know, loneliness, I think, plays a big part in MadK in general. You know, as a demon, we find out, you know, every demon has a name, but eventually you get to a point where you are only referred to as the initial. Why? Because when you become stronger and stronger and stronger, eventually no one can say your full name. So like, if I was the most like biggest, baddest, you know, demon out there, yeah, someone might remember early on that my name is Constance, but eventually, because I've grown so strong, no one can physically say my full name, because it will then like backfire on them. They will get destroyed. Basically they will shatter. And what I'm getting from it is that like their soul is gone. Does that make sense? So they no longer exist in hell either. Okay. So boom. I'm gonna try to keep my thoughts on track because there's a lot. So you as a lesser demon can never say a higher demon's full name until you get powerful enough to possibly be able to say their name. The thing with the Jay is that when we see his background, we find out he was a young prostitute in the slums. He sees a werewolf demon basically, and he decides to attach himself to him so that he can rise up in the ranks. But okay, not only this, sorry, let me not forget this. It's not just loneliness that plays a huge part, it's also obsession that plays a huge part. So, Ward, I think that's how you say his name. We'll just call him W. The werewolf demon. He basically takes Jay in. Jay's real name is Jonathan, okay? Interesting
name choice if you ask me. But obviously a demon can be from anywhere, right? Or whatever, they can have any kind of name. M is originally half human and he's from Japan, and that's why his name is Makoto. But anyway, so J, who has only known, you know, being abused basically, assumes that he will just kind of entice W and then whatever, we'll be lovers, we'll be having sex. But no, W is like, no, I'm going to teach you. And so basically what it seems like is it's just a constant cycle over and over and over. So W raises J up, right? J becomes so powerful to the point where J can say W's name. And now he has surpassed W. But J has been obsessed and in love with W this whole time. So he's been racing to this desire to finally get the interaction that he wants with W. W has treated him like a son, not like a lover. And that isn't what J wanted. Eventually, J becomes so powerful, W can't say his name. That in and of itself, that power is also eventually going to turn into a weakness for you. So, hey, my name is Constance. I'm the most powerful. Now everyone refers to me as C. What happens when you lose your name? At one point, J has become so powerful, he did not even remember his name. So basically what we end up finding out is, oh, and not only this, J had a third eye, and apparently that was the eye of W. He actually put the, we didn't really discuss like why that was, but it comes into play at some point. So J, at some point when he no longer has W, and he's the big bad king of hell basically, he is now trying to replicate the same thing that happened with W. He is trying to raise up, you know, young demons to eventually surpass him, and I would say release him as well. Jay has been alive for 700 years. No one knows his name, except technically for one other demon, kind of by accident. So Jay has experienced decades of loneliness, the loss of W, and they talk about at some point, like, you have to be a somebody to eventually get to the top, but then you also have to be a nobody because nobody can know your name. They know your initial, and you think that that might be enough, but it's not. Because if people stop saying your name, if demons stop saying your name, you cease to exist. You don't want to be forgotten. So it's this weird, like, juggling act of, you know, you rise in the ranks to be known. You can't be known because if anybody ever learns your name and they're strong enough, they will then surpass you. It's just a vicious cycle. So yes, J creates M. M develops an obsession. He becomes obsessed with J, with destroying J. He wants J to love him. He also loves J. Demons really aren't supposed to love other demons. Okay. So for years and years and years, M is like trying to basically find J's name. He is wanting J's respect. He is wanting J's love. He wants to be the only one, because he's so obsessed with him, that really has anything to do with J. And he finally gets to the point where he says J's name. He is basically kind of driven J crazy, brought him to like a very, you know, to his knees basically. And he finally says Jay's name. He says Jonathan. Not even a side comment. The art in here is absolutely stunning and beautiful. No one's taking it away from MadK, okay? The art is beautiful. The look of pure, I think I want to cry. Oh my God. Bitch. Okay. The look that Jay has when M finally says his name, it's like, oh my God, someone knows me. I'm not just an initial, you know? when M, years before, right, before we get to the point where he finally says his name, actually tells Jay, I know your name, I just can't say it yet. Jay has been really good about, like, keeping, what's that phrase? Keeping his cards close to his chest or something. So his real reaction was, it's finally happening, like, oh my God. But his outward reaction is, oh, I'm feeling like, oh, I'm playing coy. When he finally says his name, and now, again, it's that cycle, right? So Jay wanted M to destroy him. M's first interaction with Jay, because he wanted to consume flesh, he makes the deal with Jay to consume him. And when he's finally satisfied, the demon contract is done. But instead of being turned into, like, the fucking demon nugget, he's turned into a demon and taken to hell. Once again, M is devouring him. He's manipulated his demon body to, piece by piece, like, eat away at Jay. His obsession is so much that it's not just like, love me, and he realizes, like, Jay didn't really love me, right? But his obsession is so intense that he wants to devour him all over again. Physically, metaphorically, verbally, I don't know, girl. Think of a word, okay? The biggest, like, what the fuck, dude? The biggest what the fuck. And I know it's getting long, I'm sorry. But it's just so much, it's like right on my head. This final vlog is going to be long. I'm sorry. It's very chatty. It's making up for the last one, okay? I'm sorry. I know. I kind of fell off with the reading. But anyway. The final thing that happens that was like, you're kidding me. Jay basically has that moment with M of like, and now I can never say your name. You want all of me. Because at one point, M asks Jay to say his name and he can't. And it's that like, fuck, moment. But it's also an aha moment for Jay. And then he says, okay. He says something like, you will never forget me. Always say my name. Never let my memory die, basically. And Emma's like, okay, yeah. And then Jay says Makoto's name, right? Which is going to shatter him. So now, in a way, you think, and M thinks, I won. He didn't win. He did not win. Because now he's literally in the same fucking position as Jay. Now, and he even says it. Oh my God, it's like, it's insane. It's insane, bro. He is like, oh my God, it's just, the art is stunning. Oh my God. Bitch, I could cry. Okay, he says his name. Oh, don't cry. An inferior demon can't say a superior demon's name. They can't get the whole thing out. The pain is too much. Their face cracks. But if they do somehow say the whole name, their soul shatters. You thought only of me. You pursued only me until you finally had my respect. As you wish, I'll become your Jonathan, yours always. No, bitch. No one but you can say that name, only you forever, until someone comes along who can surpass you. And it's just like, oh my God, he's trying to get him to stop. Why am I crying? He's trying to get him to stop so bad, but it's done. He's shattered. And now Emma's just there. He's screaming his name. Everything he's done, all these demons he's manipulated, all of these schemes he's done. I mean, he has hurt people, y'all, okay? Let's not even talk about that show, okay? Let's not even talk about him. But then he said he took it and left. At the very end, he took it. Okay, so now we have this. Horrifying. He went somewhere I can't chase him. I can't reach him anymore. And he took it with him. He took my obsession. My heart is forever his. Can we get into this? I mean, how tragic. How fucking tragic is that? I see why people take quite a long time to get. I don't have a tissue near me. I see why it takes a lot of people some time to move on. I feel emotionally drained. I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have. But oh my god. And in the end, he's going to start what Jay did and try all over again so that someone could eventually say his name and then he can be released. And it's just this cycle. And I know some people, I think it was Reddit, where like, you know, it is kind of like, what they say. Of course I can't look because that's all I found. They said something like, I wish it wasn't so, what did they say? Not predictable. I can't think of the word. Not predictable. On the nose? I don't know. They said something like, you know, it's literally the same thing happening again. Oh, that's right. Because the new kid or demon that M takes in resembles Jay. Now, we don't know if this will be the kid, though, because Ford, or F, ends up admitting to M that M was not the first person that Jay did this with. He tried over and over and over again to make a demon that would end up destroying him. And so there's no guarantee that this one will be the one. I don't even know how you pronounce his name. It's German, but we'll just call him G for now. So there's no guarantee. Like, yes, he looks pretty much exactly like Jay, but there's no guarantee that will happen. So I see the point that they're making, but I think what Ford says might be an indicator that, like, this is just the first one that M is working on. But M is kind of like a perfectionist. So I have a feeling that it will only take one. I think it will only take one, and he won't do the same things that Jay did. He won't be as like smoke and mirrors, super mysterious. I don't think he's going to be straightforward and like write his fucking name down and be like, you gotta eventually learn how to say this, or whatever. But I think who knows? I don't know. I mean, he became so sneaky and conniving, so he may really just play the whole thing out just like Jay did. But girl, I am out of it. This was so good. Like, I'm actually glad that I talked through it, because like I felt like, yes, it was good when I was done, but it's really nice when you can just kind of like work your thoughts out and of course reread it and then cry on camera. I don't know, girl, I'm such a crybaby, but whew. Oh, let me say this. Okay, so art, beautiful. If you want something that has beautiful art, yes, you will get it with this. I would say that, oh, also, spoilers over, I'll put them on the screen. Also, I think that the story is really interesting. I think the characters are really interesting. There are little moments of like kind of love or something like it blooming, because demons aren't supposed to love, you know, so it's like you can't really have that. But I guess companionship is kind of also an important maybe theme in this. And like you see that so many demons are so lonely. The higher they get, right? The higher they rise in the ranks, the lonelier they are, because no one can actually know them. And so much of being a demon is about being sneaky and conniving. So there are these few characters who are more human, if you will, that kind of show more compassion here, do this, do that, and that. So there is a bit of, I don't want to use the term humanity, but for lack of a better one, or empathy, sympathy maybe. I don't know if that's the right thing, but you know, the Ten show. Yeah, moving on. With that said though, this is gruesome, a lot of body horror, but lots of like non-consensual acts going on in here. So know that before going in, that there is quite a bit of it. And it can be very, very graphic, just so you know, because they're demons. They have different bodies. Like, it's not just, if you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But MadK, you got me, MadK. You got me, Rio Suzuri. Yes, you did. And hopefully we will be, me and Bizarre will be talking about this, possibly. Who knows? Who knows we're talking about live? I don't know, but I'm gonna have to take some notes down, girl, or rewatch this before I get to talking about it. But wow, wowzers. This one got me, and it got me crying, as I do. So now, what will we be reading? Also, the last key. The last key? You remember, the Insidious movie I was talking about. That's the only Insidious I like, but I will say the Insidious franchise, really good at jump scares. This one, though, it's so good. If you've not watched it, please watch it. It's much more than just, like, a ghost story in a way, but it's really cool because it's taking place right before the Insidious. I don't know why I keep saying The Conjuring. It takes place before Insidious, and you see how it's tied into it, even though it's just Elisa's story. Fave character, mind you. So, yeah. I'm stressed the fuck out. I gotta find something else to watch. Other things. What else should I do? I don't know. Work has stressed me out quite a bit. I was screaming and crying trying to do my accreditations. Why do they make these fucking quizzes so hard? Oh my God, it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna get into some more reading at some point. I'll figure it out. I'm fucking freezing. I'm layers upon layers with a blanket and a heat blanket on. I'm cold. So I need to get something. I need to get like a hot chocolate going because I am, these hands are like ice. But yeah, what am I gonna read? I don't know. I'm looking at my stack over here. Not the one over here, because there is still one. But we'll be going. You know what I will be reading? This is what I need to do. I need to finish the second volume of Summertime Rendering because I want to get into that. I need to start Thrum. Oh my God, I only have a few days left, girl. Oh, I'm gonna get into Thrum. I need to get into go something. I got stuff to do. And Feed is just so good. Oh my God, I'm basically halfway through, maybe a little bit. We're in the thick of the sabotage, okay, to the presidential election. What a time. Get into Feed, y'all. I'm telling you. You're going to love it. I promise you. I promise that you will love it. I wouldn't steer you wrong with this one. It's very, very good. But anyway, let me get something warm to drink. Devin's probably going to call me in a second. He's coming home from work. We're going to see if he can bring something delicious home for dinner because I feel like I deserve it after everything I've been through today. So I will see you guys a little bit later tonight. I did mention it's the next day, right? It's the next day. I never ended up finished reading anything last night. Or maybe I did finish. I don't know. But crazy. It's already been too long. I'm sorry. We'll talk again later. And then that will be the wrap up, I think. I need to just hunker down and read, and then we'll wrap it up, and then we'll get into something new because today's Wednesday. We're leaving in a few days, so yeah, we could start something new. But I will see you guys a little bit later. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so today is November 1st. We have to end the vlog because I know it's probably getting long now. I did not read everything I said I wanted to read in October, but that's okay because I still want to continue it into November, especially anything that I said that I wanted to read that was a suggestion from you guys. So we're going to talk about what I did read first. That's Halloween, and then we'll wrap up the other stuff I read. So we'll get that out of the way first. Okay, so I read the 5 volumes of Seraph of the End. I went back on Goodreads and I actually read volumes 1, 2, and 3 in 2016. I totally forgot. So I thought I had just read, I thought I had just read definitely 1, maybe 2. I didn't realize I read the first 3, so look at me. I was honestly, let me start by saying I'm gonna continue this. I should probably start there. I'm gonna continue because honestly the story has gotten a lot more interesting than I thought it was back in volume 1. Like I was kind of considering like, yeah, I know I'll definitely finish these 5 volumes, but I don't know if I'll continue on with the series. It is following the tropes that many of us know and love, you know, young male protagonist. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. I don't need friends. F you guys. And I'm just gonna get stronger even though I don't know how, but somehow I am kind of strong. Not always my favorite thing to read, but I really like where this is going. So basically you have one of your main characters, Yuichiro. He and a bunch of other kids were kidnapped by vampires years ago. Basically, a virus swept the nation, Japan specifically, and everybody who was above the age of 18 died. So all the adults were basically wiped out. Vampires then come and they're like, oh, well, we're gonna take care of you children by using you as little walking food stations. Basically, we're gonna suck your blood. And the thing is that Yuichiro had just been taken to this orphanage, like this really small group of kids who were orphaned, and all of them are then taken to live underground with vampires. It's been many years, and his other friend, Mako, is like, hey, I've started allowing this particular vampire who's like a noble to take my blood. He's gonna give me these things in exchange. All the while, Yu is basically like, we're gonna take down the vampires, blah, 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 even though they're not strong enough, they don't know how. Fast forward, Mako, his real plan was actually to help them escape, because that has been what Yu has been saying this whole time. They try, they fail, and Yu is the only one who gets out. He makes it out of the vampire city, and he sees that the world is not completely devastated, and there are actually humans waiting for him on the other side, and they're not kids. They're above the age of 18. So everything that the vampires had told these kids when they were kidnapped by them and held hostage was a lie. Of course, Mako is left behind to die because he basically sacrifices himself so you can get away. You already know that the truth is that Mako was turned to a vampire. And that's going to be the big, like, back and forth. What's going to happen? You've got you working for humans to slaughter vampires. You've got Mako wanting to slaughter humans but save his friend. They both are being told two different things. What really is the truth? And that part is what I'm really interested in. We learn a little bit more about this orphanage that these kids were in. There might be a little bit more to it than that. There may have been some experimentation going on. I'm hoping that in the end, though, that neither of our, because to me, these two, well, first of all, I kind of ship them, to be honest. I know they're just friends though, but if this were something that I was writing, they would be like, they would fall in love later. Yeah, anyway, I want them both to live. I don't want either of them to die, for the other one to like progress forward, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to continue on with Seraph of the End. It was pretty good. I will say the only weird thing was, obviously I got the same 5 volumes from the same person who sold these. I don't know why, but in every single volume, they underlined the name. And this one in particular, for whatever reason, they chose red permanent marker. So it bleeds. I don't know why they did that, and they did it in every single volume. Oh, strange to me. Just something I wanted to point out. But good, I think I will continue on with this. Then I was really excited because I finally read and finished volume 3 of PTSD Radio. This is really, really good. Very unsettling, very freaky. What did I say images, y'all? Wait, did we already go over this? Did I already show you guys that I'd read this? Now I'm wondering. Either way, it's got some freaky stuff. I'll try to keep this one quick then, just in case, because now I feel like I'm remembering myself talking about this, but the camera was pointing down. Either way, this was really good. PTSD Radio is something I don't think I will ever reread because it is so disgusting and it really creeps me out. I mean, that's the point, but luckily I didn't have nightmares with this one, but I did read it during the day. The first 2 really did give me nightmares, and it did what it was supposed to do, y'all. It did what it was supposed to do. I liked it. So yeah, this is like a collection of like true horror stories, you know, scary things that happened, all still kind of weirdly tied to one event, although we don't really get an answer for that, and it has to do with the that statue from the very first volume. But like, you have things like this. Then the author tells the story about how he, oh my god, this, the author tells a story about when he was first renting out this building. There was this, was it a kandama? I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, kandana, I'm sorry. which I don't know what that is, but basically there was this thing that was in the building. He chose to leave it alone and not investigate. Obviously I would too, but freaky weird things started to happen. And anytime he tried to talk about the weird things that were happening, he would have like a physical response of like choking, or the image of the mouth that happened in his mouth. Other people who worked for him either had a weird experience too, or they just up and disappeared. He doesn't know what happened to them. Do I know if that's true or not? No, but it's still fucking creepy. So if you want something that's really creepy, eerie, a bit of body horror to a certain extent, I would say PTSD Radio is a short, good one to pick up, but it is freaky. Again, I will never reread this, but I can't see myself getting rid of it because I did enjoy myself. Like, it freaked me out. It really, really did. I'm thoroughly scared. Now, on to the other good stuff. Let's talk about the stuff I've read. Okay, I've caught up on a lot of stuff, and I'll try to be very quick. But the one thing I will say is I need to really start taking my own advice. I need to stop keeping up with Tears on a Withered Flower every week. I'm so bored, and I hate to say that, but I'm so bored. It's so hard for me to keep going with this one. It's like, I know that I think in the end I will actually really enjoy it. Yeah, every week it's just not fun anymore. I'm less interested in everything that has to do with Jesus than I am with any of the guys. And even then, some of the guys are pretty boring. I think I had the most fun reading about Minchol. And I don't like to say that. But this most recent episode was just like, again with the, it's just like, I understand Jesus been through a lot. And I want her to, it's like, how long is the passage of time going on? Because it's like, it seems like this has been going on for months, possibly, quite frankly, possibly a year. And she just doesn't open her mouth to ask questions, and it really, really is infuriating. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of her always constantly being in her head, never asking anything. He is also playing a game as well, so I can't be too hard on her, but at the same time, it's like, you don't even ask. So what the fuck? Now you get upset because you saw him being nice to a kid, and you're like, well, would everything have been better if I had a kid? And it's like, why are you even thinking that? And then she's mean to him, and it's like, well, what the fuck do you want? What do you want? Then you have Ari, you know, what's his face makes a point to be seen by Ari to maybe talk, and it's like, what is even going to happen? I'm bored of it. Now the older brother has found out who Jesus is. I don't care. I almost don't care anymore. I know that I will finish it, but I almost don't care. And I hate that. I hate that I feel that way, but it is what it is. What can I do? What can I do and what can I say? But I'm tired. I'm quite frankly, I'm tired. Okay, we'll rapid fire this. In Your Wake. Okay, still pissing me off, but I'm really interested in what's his face, the blonde whose name I can't remember for some reason, even though I just read the chapter. We learn a little bit more about his personal life and the way his parents treated him, and how, he was someone who technically he is an alpha, but he was kind of weak in terms of his secondary sex, but his parents fought so much that they further fucked him up. So that's why he's always in and out of the hospital dealing with his pheromones and his rut and stuff. I feel sorry for the young man. I really do. His parents suck. Pond Where Flowers Fall. Girl, I was getting pissed off. I will say that. I will say that. Because Hanbit, Buju, what the fuck? Get it together. Do y'all really not know what the fuck is going on? Do you really not know how you feel? It's frustrating me. It's frustrating me. Red Thread Quest. Yeah. Sad, but yeah, I'm really, 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 really happy for that one. I'm just really loving seeing their background. A Crown of Thorns. We got like a little, almost like a side story, not really. Just a little bit of background on Song Woo and what was going on. And of course, I can't remember his name now, but the stepdad, how he entered their life, what was going on, what happened to Song Woo when he was younger. That it doesn't make up for everything that's happened to him or everything that he's done to what's his face. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, I do feel sorry for the person. Backlink was good. Private Tutoring is good. Yes, ma'am. Again, I feel like I should personally be gifted with the entire series right now. I don't feel like I should have to wait because I clearly love it so much. That's just how I feel. Who am I? True Without Roots, that's on hiatus right now. I think the season is over. Devastating. Melting Point, good. Mystery Farm's on a hiatus. What else did I read? I literally just read something the other day. What did I purchase? You're not showing me. Oh, Torn from the Stem. So I would definitely say, if you're gonna read that, that's on Listen. All of this is on Listen. Be mindful of trigger warnings. Nothing is consensual, y'all. I think though like if you dig a little bit deeper into like what else is going on, I think it's a really interesting like question to ask yourself. If you were someone who had always felt that you had a sense of justice and you wanted to look out for people who could not defend themselves, what would you do if somebody who was basically, you know, the worst bad guy that could ever like be in front of somebody like that, and they've committed to dragging you down, how far are you willing to go? And will you abandon your true like conscience because that person convinced you like, oh, see, it's not worth it? Interesting. So just like a little spoiler, basically it's about a young guy. He's a cop. His father was framed and he is determined to prove his father's innocence. He knows that it has to do with this particular club, and he goes to his like police boss, chief, I don't know what they're called, and says, hey, I want to take this establishment down. His boss is like, oh, well, why don't you go undercover? Little suspicious if you ask me. He does, but immediately he is found out, and it's a particular guy, good looking guy, who knows who he is. And then we find out that they actually knew each other from when they were younger. So this guy who's a brunette, he's the one who's the bad guy and he's the one who is the good guy. So the brunette, he has been like obsessed, infatuated with the blonde, because when they were younger, the brunette had always been somebody who was like basically a bully. And when he was confronted by the blonde, who is like, I'm going to save this person, and when he says that he was better than the brunette, it's more like, you like hurting people and you get off on like bringing people down to like your level, and you are garbage. So because the blonde guy looked down on him, rightfully so, I feel like, because you're a bully, dude, that became his obsession of like, oh, you think you're better than me? You think that you can't be brought down to where I am? Let me show you. This is a 10-year long game plan, okay? What the fuck? Like, he's the one who gets his dad framed. It's crazy. So when the blonde goes undercover, he's trying to do what he's gonna do. Girl, no, it's not what's gonna happen. And the brunette is like, he tortures him. He really puts him through crazy shit, but it's all in a point to make him like break. It gets so bad to the point that the blonde thinks that he finally got him. 4 months doing this, right? 4 months, I think. Yeah, 4 months of putting up with everything that he's had to put up with. And he finds out that even worse than everything that he's had to endure, because he still thinks for 4 months, like, I'm working undercover, I'm getting evidence, I'm going to take this guy down. He finds out that all this hard work that he's done has been destroyed by his police chief boss. Why? Because the brunette, again, this long game, he has all these people in his pocket, and he basically explains to the blonde dude, you realize why you are never gonna win? Because I've already been like 10 steps ahead of you. I have the commissioner, I have the police chief, I have these politicians. There's nothing you can do, and you think that just because you want to you have the sense of justice that it's gonna do, it's not. Okay, you lose. It's so sad. So the blonde is like, fine, that's it, I give up, I put my hands up. He starts working for the brunette. He does unspeakable things. He commits murder, which is something he never wanted to do. He is no longer a cop either. And years pass, he ends up killing his former police chief boss, but then he tells him something. He's like, don't worry, I'll pay for my crimes too. And what we find out is basically, even though all this time he has been committing these crimes, he's slowly been building up his dirt on the brunette. So I think the interesting thing is, and this thing that sucks so much is that it's short, and like the author does the creator note and they're like, you know, it was going to be longer, but I made it shorter. I don't remember if they say that they're going to do side stories. I really hope they do. But like, I think the question of, and a lot of things that I've read, like for example, Bastard, which I do want to finish, you know, this dad makes his son commit acts of violence, and now the son, who obviously there's another power imbalance there, because it's someone who's older and younger, right? That's your dad. You know, he has made him think like, you can't say anything or else you will also get sent to jail or whatever. So what do you do then? Like, do you just say, I don't care, I'm going to come clean, I'm going to confess, I'm going to say what I've done, I'm going to do this thing? But if you do this, does it even mean that the person that actually started it all will receive any like punishment, really, because they have money? So that's like what's interesting about this story to me, is like he has to basically go into the garbage, become garbage himself. That's kind of like a running like thing that they say to each other. He has to become him to put him away. But the question is, will he even be punished? Will he even really be punished? Because he now sees the layers of how deep and how far this goes. But if he ascends above him, I wonder, because the blonde like rises in the ranks, like he's basically the number 2, kind of. It's almost like they're at the same level. So the question is like, the unanswered question, if he can actually show this to the world, where will the brunette actually be put away, or will it still be the blonde? Like, who is really going to win in this situation? But sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself too. I don't know if I would say sacrifice, but maybe sacrifice yourself so that justice can be served. So I think that's a really interesting little thing. So yeah, that is what I read. I'm sure I read something else. Oh, I caught up on Love for a Walk. Oh my God, so good. Yeah. Yep, so good. I'm just enjoying that. I cannot wait to continue that. I hate that I have to wait. But man, season 2 of Love for a Walk is so freaking good. Please read that. Oh my God, I cried in my car reading. Oh my God, when they're touring the house, the man remembering his wife who had passed. It was beautiful. Love for a Walk is so good. I'll talk about that more later though, but because I have one more episode I have to watch. But yes, thank you so much for watching my final October reading vlog. Today, like I said, it's November 1st. We are literally about to get ready to go to NecoCon, so I wanted to wrap this up quickly so we can start something new. But yes, thank you so much. I'm sorry I had a little lapse in that 3rd week, but we got back on track, and I still will, like I said, continue reading the stuff that is on the list that people recommended me. I want to read Thrum. I want to read Go 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 Ghost. I want to finish Bastard, and I think those were the only other 3 that people suggested to me. But yes, thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on other social media. It's in the description box down below. And you have a good day. Goodbye.